identify.
We did
2 gay guys who run around the world saving the assholes of Reddit. Yes. We'll call it.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
All right, let's go. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. It's Clancy and Feidelberg. Jackie wants everyone to know that she didn't just hurt. She didn't make a big deal about her hurting her nail. Congratulations.
So we got that.
Yeah. So you got that going for us. Who's on the show today? We have an interview or no?
Yeah, we got Pete Lee.
Pete Lee's on the show. Very funny comedian who's been around the game for a long time. So we got him on the back end.
Some fucking awesome stories.
Yeah. Like a lot of names and a lot of like cool shit.
That
Comics have just been
Chappelle
through
story
it all.
is sick.
Yeah, he has a great Dave
fucking
Chappelle
Mitch
show. It's
Hedberg story.
Unbelievable.
Sick.
Comedians just like, it's such a funny lifestyle, the comics one, because it's like horrible. It's objectively like horrible, but you like meet so many people and live through so much shit that it's you glamorize it once you've made it.
And I went to see him on. He came in on Thursday, maybe. And I went to see him his show on Saturday. He's very funny. So he's promoting stand-up, and I think he did some of that at Caroline's. And he's very funny. Comes out July 9th, so watch that.
As we mentioned last episode, it was our 9-year anniversary, and the 9th year is clay. So we've got some clay here, and we're gonna.
It's pottery. We just don't have a kiln. So
Right,
it's
right,
gonna
not
be
clay. Right, pottery is the gift you're supposed to give. We got all these tools and shit here.
It's gonna be a fucking mess.
Oh yeah, totally. That is satisfying as fuck, though. This is right up my alley. I like popping pimples and all that kind of shit.
Grotesque.
Yeah, this is my jam right here. So we'll be playing with some clay here while we do it. If you're watching on the YouTube, subscribe on the KFC Radio YouTube channel. Go check out improv.com to get tickets to our live show. Our live show is on July 15th at Levity Comedy Club in Rockland County in Nyack. So go to improv.com and you can check it out at Nyack. The club is called Levity, so buy your tickets to that. We're going to start pushing that on social media, so you'll see the link on our Twitter and Instagram and whatnot. And, of course, Am I the Asshole later. First, I want to start off with Putin.
You want to go Putin?
Vladimir Putin. I just got to give a shout out to Putin. Putin is obviously, objectively, a horrendous human. But at the same time, I don't want to get murdered by him. So I'm gonna say, I kind of identify with the old dog. And he had a quote today that is so right up KFC Radio's alley. It's not even fucking funny. And he said, "There is no happiness in life. There's only a mirage on the horizon, so cherish that."
Whoa. When I heard this, I was like fucking Rocky in I forget which Rocky. One of the Rockies. When he's like, "You and me, we're not so different after all."
Oh, yeah, Rocky 4. If I can change, you can change. Everybody can change.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
He doesn't say we're not so different after all?
No, he might. I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if I've ever seen the movie. So
you've seen Rocky 4.
I'm sure I've seen it at points
maybe we're not talking about different things, but I sent that gift to Dave the other day. I can't tell. Dave quote tweeted the 9-year anniversary tweet about KFC Radio. And I can't tell if he was acknowledging that he was wrong or if he was cracking a joke, because in my tweet I said, "Thanks to everybody who listened and called in. You contributed to making this the dumbest show ever," meaning like the stupid hypotheticals. And Dave quote tweeted and said, "I did say that it was stupid. It was a stupid idea."
He said podcasts were stupid.
Right. So in that, I think he was copying. I
think he was
right.
saying,
I was wrong.
I think he was giving you a little credit.
Because when I saw that, I was like, is he clever enough to be making it like a pun about stupid and dumb? You know what I mean? Like, you're right. I did call this stupid. Like, it was a dumb show. But yeah, I think that.
No, I think you're a little too in your own head on that one.
Yeah,
I think
that is the most like credit you will ever get from Dave Portnoy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that was probably the nicest thing. That's like when your dad says like, I don't know, like, all you'll ever want is like your dad to say like I love you, and all you get out of him is like, "You didn't suck out there today, kid." Like, thanks, Dad. Thanks, man.
Finally get that little bit of
I
approval.
think that's all you're looking for, man. But yeah, Putin out here just dropping some like dark. What's the
let's be fair.
quotes.
This isn't even close to the darkest thing Putin's ever done or said.
No.
Most of them is like you die. Like,
you die.
That is far darker than anything Putin's ever.
But it's funny to think like how is Putin not happy with this world? He does literally whatever he wants.
He's Russian.
Russian people just aren't happy.
Russian people never been happy. Come on, Kevin, you ever read some Russian literature? Oh, buddy. Dark
Tolstoy?
stuff. Dark stuff.
Yeah.
Makes the French look like the fucking, I don't know, happy people.
Are the French depressed people?
French? Oh, life is shit, Kevin.
Yeah. I thought the French were out here fucking.
Oh, they fuck because they fuck. It's just to pass the time until death comes.
Well, that's what we're all doing. We're all fucking to pass the time.
But they say it
I
out
thought
loud.
the French were romantic.
You see, they are fucking romantic.
Bro,
Les
French eat baguettes and they fuck. They smoke cigarettes. And
They smoke cigarettes to welcome death, to come faster.
I wanted cancer.
It's
I
the
want
only
my lungs.
country I don't know.
We're not turning into Russian.
Don't know what accent I'm speaking. It's definitely Russian now.
We went from like French to like Igor all of a sudden. Wow. You're bad at accents.
I know. The French fucking just like I mean the French invented like guillotines and fucking shit. They welcome the idea
making
of
this
death.
up. The French they're pussies. They're
Oh.
romantic pussies. You calling the French like some badass murderers?
Bro, everyone
is
who's suicidal is a
fictional.
pussy, and they're all suicidal.
Everyone who's suicidal is a pussy?
Yeah,
Kind of true.
I know.
No, but at the end of the day, if you kill yourself, that's pretty ballsy. Like, I'm gonna veto that. I'm just saying, like, you gotta be a fucking like the day that like somebody kills themselves, I'm gonna be like,
God
holy
damn.
shit, he did it.
Yeah,
Fucking did it,
motherfucker's
man.
got a set of stones on him.
Yeah. Like it's kind of crazy to like actually jump, actually pull a trigger or something. That's wild, man.
Yeah, but the French do. I bet the French have the highest suicide rate in the world. Don't look it up.
We are just making so many things.
I said don't look it up. That means I made it up. No one look it up. Yeah, I think that the Russians and the French are definitely the two most depressed people.
What about like the Bosnians?
Oh, they love life.
No.
Yeah.
It's like
Bro,
fucking,
have you ever seen Google videos of a Bosnian party? It's fucking nuts.
North Koreans have to be miserable.
North Koreans are happy
They live
as
in
a
fear.
clam.
They
They
live in
think
constant
No,
fear.
you couldn't be more wrong about the North Koreans. The North Koreans are the happiest people in the world because they don't know what reality is.
That's true.
They live in a fake world.
But
They're
their
like, fuck
actual
it.
reality sucks.
Nah,
It's
it's
like, okay,
fun.
yeah, we win gold medals every year, but we also
Bro,
are like, we like
if
living
you
in
thought
internment camps.
if you thought our president was God, you'd be like, this is kind of sick. If you thought our president rode unicorns in his spare time and fucking shot like 20s on 18 holes of golf, you'd be like, motherfucking gangster. This is a country. This is North Korea.
We run
I
shit.
don't know how you say North Korea, like America, but like North Korea.
North Korea. North. I cannot believe how much you're just
All right,
making
let's
shit
just go.
up.
Fine, can we get a map of the world? Let's find the happiest countries. I bet it's all of the shit ones.
I would be willing
got
to
it pulled
bet
up.
that France.
It's all of the ones that, like, Americans, we have this idea of, like, what a perfect world could be and
Yeah,
all this shit
yeah.
because people make movies that we get to see.
Right.
And that's all we ever know about anything. Like that reality looks amazing and we call it a reality even though it's fucking not. But North Koreans don't get to see that shit. They just get to see propaganda and they're like, all right, this world's pretty fucking dope, I guess.
It's like they're just living like in a fantasy life all the
Countries
time.
with the highest suicide rates. Number one.
I don't even
fucking,
know these countries. It's
Fucking
gotta
France,
all
just
be
like I
African
said.
countries. What is Lesotho? What does that mean?
Guana. I can't imagine. Wait, so
Did
guana?
you just say guana? Motherfucker, it's Guyana.
Is it?
Guana.
Guana's a fruit?
That's worse than Hungarian. Guana.
Is that pronounced Guyana?
Yes!
All right, man. I'm not a fucking thing.
Dude, that is guana is like that sounds like a fruit. It sounds like what isn't bat shit.
Guana, that's what it
Guapo,
is.
Guana.
I think guana is batshit.
Guana.
I think I'm gonna fuck that one
Guana.
up. All right, look, it happens to us sometimes. Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna use this
How
as
about
an
the
excuse.
Federated States of Micronesia?
South Korea. South Korea's on that list because they fucking see how happy we're in North Korea is.
Think South Korea's down there? Just been, man.
Yeah,
I
like,
wish I
like
lived
those
in
people up there
fucking-
living the fucking dream. Because our president shot 106 the other day. Fucking.
Meanwhile, what about Russia though? How about why is Russia killing themselves? Their
Putin
president.
covers it all up, obviously.
No, but he scores 10 goals a game and,
He-
and
that-
rides horses.
That's
and-
true. That's true. You're right.
I'll tell you something. This
But
is
it doesn't-
the stupidest segment ever.
It-
And I also knew you were gonna make a dick. I just knew it.
What? I'm making a dick? I'm making you dick.
Oh, well, you're making a dick. I thought that from here it looked like a tip of a dick.
Bro, take your dick out right now. I want to see if you know what a dick looks like.
From here it looked like a
It's
tip.
just a
You know
little
what I was
like a
told?
dick.
I thought I could. I just saw the tip and it looked like it was nice. I was told that I
That
should
looks like a dick.
thank.
This
Yeah,
does-
come on. It's a dick. It's a dickhead.
All right, it looks dickish now that I look at it this way. This way doesn't look like
That looks like
it's a dick all around.
It's a dick. All things just end up being a fucking
Consciously
dick.
making dicks.
One of
I'm
the
making
greatest
a-
compliments I've ever gotten.
Nah, ruin the surprise. I'm not making you anymore.
One of the greatest compliments I've ever gotten was, "You should thank the doctor that circumcised you."
Oh yeah, you had a
I
good,
was
you had
told I got a
clean
great
cut.
dickhead. I was told I got a great dickhead, and I was like, you know what? I really like that compliment. I will.
I'll
really
tell you
take
what,
it.
Kevin. I put my dickhead up against your dickhead any fucking day, you dickhead.
We're gonna have to have a dickhead off. One of these days, we're gonna have to just.
One
Whip
of
it
these
out.
days, right before we quit.
That'll be something, man. The day that we're gonna cash out and be like, here's all the things we're too afraid to do or couldn't ever come back. Like the last day of internet content life.
Oh baby,
Holy
when you commit
moly,
cyber
bro.
Suicide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the sweet release of cyber suicide. And you can't jar
No
me on
jar.
that one. You can't. You can get me a fucking cyber jar. I'll put $1 in on the fucking computer. I'm not putting it in real life. I mean, here's the thing about Putin. He's, Putin's like an anti-villain. For some reason, people don't regard him as just like the gigantic murderous piece of shit that he is.
Yeah.
But when you know the facts and you're speaking the truth, it's some shit. And this reporter over in Russia came out and just cut right to the fucking truth.
Well, it wasn't a Russian reporter; it was an American reporter.
American reporter,
Yeah.
even fucking crazier,
Yep.
and basically called out Putin for having all the people who speak out against him mysteriously die, and was like, yeah, your track record with those who speak out against you is suspiciously violent. So
She said the list is of people of I don't know the word. I can't think of the word right now. Guyana. The list of Guyana is long. List of Guyana.
the list of people you murdered.
The list of people who Guyana you, and end up in jail or in a dead
in a
is
casket,
long.
yeah.
And my question to you, Mr. Putin, is what are you so afraid of? And I think that girl has to put some money in the jar.
The balls.
That's
suicide.
that's
that was a
fucking-
suicidal mission.
Like, if you want to do that shit over a Zoom call, fine.
Right.
You don't do it in the room.
I'm surprised she made it out of the room alive.
Like,
What are you so afraid of, you pussy?
I
Why do
guess-
you murder everybody?
I guess that's
she's
gotta
dead,
be-
dude. I'm not kidding. That woman needs watch your back.
I think it's got to be kind. I guess that's part of being awesome about being American, where like Biden's up there, he's like, "Touch her, I'll fucking kill you. I'll fucking kill everyone here."
You say that until you see that another Clinton guy died.
No.
Another dude. He was an ex football player at I want to say Nebraska. Worked for Fox and put out like an expose in 2018, 19, something like that, called "The Secret Meeting on the Tarmac." The Secret on the Tarmac. And it was like Bill Clinton met with the Attorney General once on on the tarmac of an airport and like brokered some secret deal. I'm sure to like get him out of trouble. And I think he was one of those like suspicious like suicide with like a shot of like 2 shots in the back.
Really?
The Clintons.
That's crazy for a football player too. A football player pretty easy to kill. Just shoot him in the chest. That's how they all kill themselves, so their brains get studied.
yeah. like if you're gonna fake a suicide,
Just
put one in the chest and leave a note about CTE.
Yeah.
And like then you're
Right.
good, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like they just don't even
There's
try.
there's a long list of people who just live in like they'd be like, that probably happened.
Clintons don't even try when they murder people.
No.
They just, but that's the thing. I didn't realize how bad it was. I Googled that. Like, of course, it's all rumors and allegedly. What do you think the number is associated with Hillary or Bill Clinton that mysteriously turned up dead with, like, strange circumstances?
I don't even have a guess. I'm gonna guess 26.
It's upwards of 50.
Really?
I thought it was, like, 6. I
I
thought
was-
it was, like...
Also, it's like 6 is way too much.
Wait, that's what I mean. I was like, even if it's a handful of people, that's way too much. Like, I'll tell you what, this podcast is off. I think it's because we're playing with Clay.
I think it
and
is
we're
too.
distracted.
I think we might have to stop the
Yeah,
Clay.
okay,
I'm
no
thinking
more
the
Clay.
same thing.
Okay, no more fucking Clay. We were.
I was okay. My next thing I was gonna make was Batman eating a pussy.
Wow, I kind of want to see that.
I was like trying to work on a mask. I don't know what happened. It kind of turned into a dickhead.
It's like all roads lead back to dicks, man. All roads lead back to dicks. Even this, look at this, dude. I was making a microphone here with a cord. Looks like a dick. Looks like a little fucking dick. Here's the cord. That's a fucking...
Yeah, that doesn't look like a dick. That looks like a Hitachi.
Yeah!
Yeah, it's a Hitachi.
This looks like a Hitachi you plug in.
Yeah.
Look, then you just... Dude, did you see Shane Gillis's last final skit of the season?
No.
OnlyFans dad. It's the mom, the son, the daughter sit down to dinner. The daughter brings her new boyfriend over, and all of a sudden you hear upstairs like, oh, and they're like, is dad okay? Like, what's going on up there? And they're like, we gotta go check on him. And then the wife's like, no, oh fuck, and they walk in and Shane is sitting on a Sybian, and you hear the webcam dollar thing, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And he's like, every time it cha-chings, he goes like, and he's like, this is what I do to like make money for you guys. And at one point he goes, it's really funny. Like you can see, like, you know, he at one point he just goes like this, dude. It's so funny. He goes, oh, this thing really catches up on you, huh? It's so good. He's like, I lost my job. This is how I put food on the table. Oh, man, it's so fucking funny. Gillian Keeves, it's been the breakout. I would say Gillian Keeves is, I think Gillian Keeves is the funniest thing on the internet this year.
Wow. Better than, actually it wasn't this year, never mind. I was going to say some good news.
Yeah, no, this is, I think, the funniest thing out there. They did, like, I think 10 or 11 episodes. It's kind of like the end of the first season 1 finale. Yeah, 11 episodes. I think they're the funniest sketches out there.
I only brought up some good news because someone just had, like, a gif of it on my timeline, and I just got mad again remembering that John Krasinski did 8 episodes and sold it for a couple million.
Bro, the money out here floating around on the internet. We'll talk about it. Alex Cooper securing, I think, the second biggest bag in, like, third biggest bag in internet history, really. It's probably Joe Rogan with his yearly, Dave, and then Alex.
I think you have to put like Clay Travis in there. I think he just got a big one. But
I don't know. Clay's shit didn't add up listening to the Dave Portnoy show. We'll talk about it all on first we got to talk about Cuts Clothing, because Cuts must be making hundreds of millions at this point too, because everybody's wearing Cuts t-shirts. Every influencer, every person on Instagram, everybody's got it. Stop him. They're all wearing the Cuts. They're all wearing Cuts t-shirts that are all a fashion staple. They've got the classic plain tee that they refined it and updated it and combined the premium quality with the new updated fashion and kept everything minimalistic, which is like the exact vibe that I think every guy is going for now. They've got shirts, polos, hoodies, crew sweatshirts, every type of shirt you need in all the important but yet low-key styles you need, whether you're going from the boardroom to the bar, whether you're going out on a date or hanging out on the couch. Cuts keeps you looking sharp and keeps you comfortable. They say take the plain tee but make it Tony Stark. The Tony Stark of t-shirts is Cuts Clothing, and right now you can get 15% off when you go to cutsclothing.com/Clancy. That's cutsclothing.com/Clancy. The only shirt worth wearing, premium with a purpose. That's cutsclothing.com/Clancy. When Clay went on with Dave, that was one of the more infuriating things I've ever heard, because Clay was like, who do you think, first of all, just two like rich guys being like, who do you think ends up with more money, is like, read the room, fellas. Like, they just got done talking about the fucking Barstool Fund and how the world was suffering, and then they're like, you think I end up with more money when we're dead? And Clay was like including like investments and shit, you know?
Oh, really?
It's like, well, yeah, dude. Like, if I took all my money and put it into like Hoge, and then Hoge goes to $20, I'm gonna die a billionaire. And I don't, you know. Dave was like, oh, I'm just talking about like the numbers that we know from like the deal, you know what I mean? Yeah. And he never, I don't think his numbers were like fully disclosed, and there was no exclusivity in his deal. He can still talk about other gambling, like he has to use Fox's gambling thing, but he was like, I'm free to talk about our competitors and Barstool and shit. It's like, well, then what the fuck would they be paying you for? So I don't know how much cash it could have been.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that. I just heard
he did get a bag, but I don't think it's more. I mean, 60 million straight up cash, but maybe. So either way, even if you were to include Clay, Joe at like $100 million a year, Dave walking away, he's probably worth like $250 million right now, and potentially more. Dave will probably end up with the most. Honestly, I think he has more upside than Rogan does.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the other day. It is. I think you said 250. I don't know what 250. I thought it was like 100, but whatever. The point is, I was saying the other day that it is. It might be time to start Caleb Watch. Do you remember on Barstool Radio when Dave said if he ever became a billionaire, he'll give Caleb $10 million?
Yo, Dave Portnoy is gonna be a billionaire.
Yeah.
I swear. I mean that to me is like I think he got like $100 million in cash when the deal went down, but that was like he had stock at 28, and then it went to like 100. Now it's back down. It's fluctuating, but depending on where that ends up, I think you get into the hundreds of millions, then you start investing and shit, and then once you get to like hundreds of millions, you get to $1 billion. You know what I mean? It's just like eventually it's gonna happen. That's that. I mean, I was actually just speaking to Caleb recently after he did Sunday Conversation. Remember when I used to ask people for $50,000?
Yeah.
He did that basically with Mayweather.
How much money have you made today?
1.2 million.
Can we get some?
He was like, dude, there was like a split second where I thought he was gonna give me some cash. Because if I had big money, I would do that, as I always talk about. Like, I would donate money and all that shit. I would do it for the PR, not for the right reasons. But like, if I did an interview with a guy like Caleb and he was like, "Yo, let me get $50K," and I was like, "Okay, write the check." Yeah. It would be so viral, and everyone would be like, "You're the man. You're so cool." That's like an urban legend that follows you around forever.
That's if you give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah,
and then you give $50K to one person, people start asking 75, and you get 100.
And also when you don't give it to the next guy, it's like, well, how come him and not me?
Yeah.
You open up, Pandora's box, but also you can be like, fuck you, it's a one-time thing, I just did it. But I mean, I would do that kind of shit for fun for all. Have you watched Hacks at all yet?
No.
There's a scene. Yeah, I could just talk about it, right? Fuck spoilers. I don't know if you're watching Hacks, turn it off right now for a minute. But she. Yeah, it's a big theme of that show. It's awesome, by the way. It's really, really good. I really like it. Jean Smart is the fucking best. I asked Kelly to try to get her in here. I think it would be an awesome interview. She's like a feminist comedy icon, right? And she has to eventually rework her act, and this new writer convinces her to talk about like a lot of her experiences with misogyny and a lot of her down times and all shit. Long story short, she has to go to like a tiny comedy club, and she gets introduced by like a hack male comedian who's like, hey guys, let's bring up, you know her, she's a legend, she's got a great set and also great jokes, like talking about her tits and like all these like hacky jokes. And she goes off of her script and starts talking to this guy, and she's like, why the fuck do you do that? Like, why are you such an asshole like that? And she's like, you don't deserve to take the stage like with someone like me. And she's like, she goes, how much money for you to never step foot on a stage again? And he's like, 69 million. And she's like, ha, 69. She's like, all right, I can't do that, but I can do 1.69. I'll give you $1.69 million right now. You can never step foot on a stage ever again. And she's like, what do you think? Should he take it? And the crowd's like, yeah. And she's like, and if you do if you step foot, you have to pay me back double. I will watch you like a hawk. I will have lawyers draw this up, the whole nine. And it's like such a fucking awesome flex, That's the kind of shit I would do if I got super rich. I would make headlines with my money. Give it away sometimes, throw it to my haters in a cocky way. That's the best way to spend your money.
Well, what's Bezos' wife's name? Ashley?
No, Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Bezos is basically doing the same thing right now, where she's
donating that shit.
$6 billion last year. And that's gotta, like, when it's someone else's money, that has to fucking kill you. For sure. Like, Jeff Bezos has to be like, just the fact, like, I wouldn't even care if she's giving away. He has $200 billion. Like, $6 billion, what the fuck, like,
dude, he got his shit cut in half, and then within the year was right back where he was.
Yeah. Well, to help the pandemic gave him a good jump on that one. True. But I would be like, that's not her money. She did not give away $6 billion. I gave away $6 billion.
Yes.
It's $6 billion of my money.
But she had the smarts to actually give it away.
Right.
Jeff didn't.
Right.
So like
Jeff Bezos was going to fucking space instead, like a fucking loser.
Did you see what that ship looks like?
No. I know it's pod-like.
It's kind of like a glorified airplane. You're like looking out a plane window. I don't know what I expected it to look like, but also you are strapped down for like 90% of it. And
Yeah,
I think they
you
said
have
there's
3
like
minutes.
3 minutes where you get to float
And
around.
once you
and
get to
shit.
350,000 feet, you can get unbuckle for 3 minutes.
And you'll float. There's no gravity up there.
I believe so. Yes.
Would you do that
For
Go to space?
$26 million?
No.
No.
Let's say somebody.
To go to space? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even like to get on airplanes, so I think I would hate.
You don't?
I'm not like afraid of it, but it's uncomfortable. It's like fucking.
Oh, I love airplanes.
What?
Yeah.
Who loves airplanes?
I fall asleep the second I get in one. I'm all about
You
airplanes.
fall asleep everywhere.
I know.
you are like, I can't wait to get on this plane.
I am very excited. I love traveling, like and not just going to new
But
places.
that's like
but-
when people say they love traveling, they don't mean literally on the plane.
Well, that's why I just was continuing. I said I'm not like going to new places, but I like that too. But also like I like being in an airport. I like going to airport bars. I like walking around airports. Like I am. Look, I don't like the TSA fucking line, but like everything else, I'm about it.
You agree with this?
I'm not like adamantly opposed to it. Like it's not. I'd agree. Like airport bars, walking around airport.
Well,
Like, it's
airport
great
bar. I
pe-
mean, going to bars is cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
but it's also like great people watching and shit, and like
Great people
also-
watching. you
I like
fucking-
at airport bars you can go at any hour and it's like
Right.
time doesn't matter. You like fucking planes and shit?
I don't mind them, but like it's not like I like
Nick,
like it.
Jackie,
I don't know. I was just hung over on one last weekend. I could
Awful,
do
right?
without a plane
Yeah.
for a while.
I think that's crazy.
I just always say there's like airport rules and airport laws, like they don't exist. So it's like
Yeah,
you
that-
know,
I mean,
like,
that
there's
is a
Yeah,
fun
you
part
feel
of
like you're in a different world. You have fucking your headphones in. You feel like you're in a fucking movie. You walk
Yeah.
around, walk on
I like the
moving sidewalks.
sidewalks.
Come on.
Why have we not instituted moving sidewalks in more places than airports?
I don't. Where else would you institute them?
Here,
What?
that hallway is
Barstool, walking
so
down the
long.
hallway. Malls, fucking sidewalks.
So I think that one's just cost prohibitive. But the other
But
like
like certain spots, I feel like
they're just random sets, random blocks of moving
yeah,
sidewalks
I,
in New
I,
York.
I think the way that we have like cross streets, like certain ones for traffic or how you get crosstown, those should have moving sidewalks. Certain spots, moving sidewalks, just right there on the sidewalk.
Crosstown, I might be with
Yeah,
you.
you could just say, I gotta go up to like 42nd Street, hop on the crosstown sidewalk. It's amazing.
Or just get on the
You know what is crazy?
Yeah.
No,
So much
no.
faster than a moving sidewalk.
Listen, it's a permanent, it's a constant subway. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to go underground. It's always running. You just
Also,
hop
like,
on.
this is how dirty it would get. Just piss and shit getting pushed into it.
Yeah. Oh, at the very end where it all
Yeah.
just piles up. Gross. You know what's crazy? I saw a homeless guy. Like there's the homeless guys, and then there's like the super homeless. Like their ass is out and they're gross and shit. And yet and still, I watched him still put on his mask.
Really?
And I was like, that is crazy. I'm always talking about that. I'm always obsessed with the idea of how like serial killers will stop at a red light. Like little things that we just all conform to. And obviously in like the South and in certain states, they didn't conform to the masks at all. And then here in New York, you got a guy who had like a heroin needle hanging out of his arm. His asshole was literally out. I saw like his balls hanging between his legs. Pants were falling off. A thick coat of soot on him. I could smell him a mile away. Yeah, he's like a fucking chimney sweep. It looked like a cartoon character when a stick of dynamite blows up in his face and it just turned black. And he, had a collection of cans and garbage, and he was just like a moving nomad. And I watched him just gotta mask up, guys. Fucking nuts. Good for him though. But I was like, wow. I mean, I wouldn't follow a single fuck. I mean, that's why people jerk off on the street and shit. It's just like, I'm homeless. Fuck you guys. I don't give a shit, man. I'm going to jerk off right here, dude. Anyway, where were we?
I think Alice Cooper.
Alex Cooper. Naturally. So I did the Kevin Clancy show. I had like a long talk with myself about it because, the reason I said like one of the biggest bags ever is because it's fucking historic. It is like a landmark watershed moment for. I mean, she's definitely got to be the biggest bag female wise, right?
I would guess so. Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else on the list as far as like a content creator who is the face of something. I'm sure there's business people maybe, but so like there was the part of me that was a raging, bitter, jealous person over it. And then there's the part of me that, like, I love podcasting and, like, believed in this whole medium. Like, when Dave said it wasn't going to be anything, I was, like, sticking to my guns. Like, no, yes, it is. So then to see that someone, like, in what, like 3 years? She started, like,
Yeah, probably 3 or 4.
3 or 4 years ago. Like you can go from literally unknown to $60 million. Like that's like a win for the whole industry. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I think there was a lot of tension or jealousy. Let's call it what it was.
Yeah,
A lot
definitely.
of jealousy in the Barstool office about
sure.
it, which I did not understand for a second.
Well, the thing about it, I mean, I definitely understand it. Jealousy,
don't.
I understand.
To be jealous about this, and almost everyone in this office to be jealous about that, like you have to be delusional.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Like,
well, here's what I thought. Like, there's a few things at work.
Like there were a lot of people I was in the bullpen like when the variety thing announced, and basically everyone was like, holy shit, and like everyone was yelling like, what the fuck, and everyone was like, what are you all talking about?
the number-
it's one of the biggest podcasts in the world
Ever, yeah, and that's
what
just
could
a
you
fact.
possibly be jealous about?
Well, I think
on Spotify last year.
number 5 on
Number
Spotify,
5, yeah,
including
like-
so I was like Rogan, and then like the NPR ones, and the things that like the numbers.
like
that
so
just
like
don't-
what is the surprise for
okay,
Barstool?
here's what it is, and I'm basically playing devil's advocate because I'm not playing devil's advocate. I went through all these emotions, so like the number is just staggeringly high, and from a business point of view, I don't quite understand it. Like even the Rogan deal, I don't quite get $100 million a year. So you have $120 million a year wrapped up in Rogan and Alex Cooper. I would argue, and I'm an idiot, so maybe I'm dead wrong, but I would argue that this is the industry to do the total opposite. That you can find small podcasts that have smaller audiences, but that podcast means the world to them, you know? So if Spotify's main thing right now is getting people off of Apple and coming over to Spotify, right? And so they're doing it with the big names. So that'll probably work just because they are the biggest names. But I would think it's better to spread that money around and find like, all right, this is a smaller podcast, but they're going to bring like 100,000 people here that, you know, maybe not even 100,000's high, like 25,000 people who are like, and it's a niche cooking show. But those people fucking love this person and will follow this person over to Spotify. And if you do that with a zillion other podcasts that are just way cheaper, you can lure those fans over. It's the one industry where you really don't necessarily need star power to get loyalty. You find niches that have I
I agree with that, but also I think if you can get both, which is what Call Her Daddy is, I think might as well get both. Get a massive number and diehard loyalty.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on. I think that the Daddy Gang is wildly loyal, but then I wonder how much of her, let's say like 2 million listeners are the diehards or the people who are just like tuning in because they heard of this like cultural phenomenon. I think the same reason why we said like the Obama Springsteen podcast is stupid and a waste of money, because podcasting is all just about like random people with personality. I'm applying that same logic to this, where it's like you don't need to go spend the most money to if your idea is to acquire listeners.
But that
I don't
was
think you
because
need
the
to get the
Obama
most expensive listeners. Go get the least expensive listeners, but they're still coming over.
I think Obama Springsteen was silly because Obama and Springsteen aren't podcasters. So why would you listen to a podcast with them? Whereas Alice Cooper's a podcaster.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you listen to her podcast.
Sure.
And then Obama and Springsteen are obviously exceptionally interesting people, and I'm sure the podcast was pretty interesting.
Right.
But I would
But they're not
never
going
in
to
a
do
million
it like
listen
a
to it.
Yeah. I think it's like I would rather take that $20 million and spread it around to a lot of different podcasts that are cheaper and still have diehard loyal fans that will now just be Spotify listeners. Like I don't think they care whether it's a Call Her Daddy listener or podcast 123 over here, as long as Spotify has ears listening.
I guess I don't know enough about podcasting. Like I don't know. I know that those podcasts exist. I couldn't name you one of them.
That
I know there are little podcasts with not big followings, but
Loyal
with like loyal followings.
Yeah,
but I
like-
don't know of them.
I mean, we're
I'm sure Spotify could find it.
all of them over here. You know what I mean? There are people here who would love Bob Fox's podcast, and they're like, I'm going to listen to Bob Fox wherever they go, and like you give that person a fraction of the money, but you get all of their listeners, and you do that all over the place. That would make more sense to me. It's like if it's a place where you can find diehard listeners for cheaper, I would do that, then overpay for the superstar to bring their listeners over. Now,
I don't know.
add
That
up
also
many podcasts-
sounds like I'm just applying it to sports. That also sounds like we don't need Kyrie, KD, and fucking James Harden. We can just get a bunch of guys who they do their role, and that team doesn't win the championship.
Yeah, but it's almost like it's it's not that though, because the goal is just to have listeners. It's not like a quality of listener. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you can just add up all of like the listeners, and it's like I just can't. I guess it boils down to I can't imagine $20 million worth of listeners.
I don't know what it is. I think most of it's probably I don't know most of it. I'm sure, I have not done. You've done kind of this on your own show, so you've done a much deeper dive in it. When they were all talking about the $60 million deal yesterday, I was obsessed with a different number. That was it takes Rick Ross 5 hours to cut his lawn. That's all I was thinking about.
What is this? What is that?
He's got a big John Deere tractor, and he says it takes him 5 hours to cut his lawn. And everyone was like, 60 million. And I was sitting there staring at my computer watching Rick Ross and his John Deere tractor. Yeah, and I was like 5 hours to cut his fucking lawn. That was the number that blew me away.
Where was that?
Josh quotes me yesterday.
200 acres.
Like right in the middle of it, and I was like,
Christ.
you guys can fucking argue about whatever you want to argue about, what you fucking think you deserve, but I am gonna focus on this video of Rick Ross.
And he cuts it himself?
Yeah, he cuts himself. Big old John Deere tractor. This kid's out there for 5 hours, Kevin, cutting his lawn.
How often does he do it, too?
I don't know,
By the time you get to the end, the other shit's growing back out.
Fucking 5. That's not even a fucking John Deere tractor. That's like a fucking corn harvester, and motherfucking Rick Ross just out there rolling around for hours.
He's just smoking. He's like, I don't listen to any music. I don't do anything. I just chill out here and listen to my thoughts. I love Rick Ross.
Yeah. That was what I was wrapped up in yesterday.
Yeah, that's crazy. About 5
Yeah,
hours.
you honestly see what time the Variety article dropped, and you probably sent that within minutes of the Variety article, because like I could hear everyone arguing, and I almost interrupted everyone to be like, "Look, I know you guys are big into this 60 million thing, but I got some number that's really gonna blow your fucking minds."
I think the reason why, and then I think the other side of it is that because it's like a sex show, and I think people get bent out of shape about the fact that it's like you can just.
Oh, but I was gonna say I think it is like sorry to interrupt, but I think a lot of the money is to also just for the publicity. Like Spotify has again, they'll own basically a week of free marketing.
I guess it's just when they got that much money to burn. Yeah, I think unless the amount of money brought in per episode is absolutely astronomical, I think the vast majority of that money is like a sunk cost for just publicity and eyeballs and ears and headlines. But that just seems like a shit ton. But maybe it's not. Maybe Spotify's got like billions to burn, and they're like, fucking whatever, dude. Because if they're looking for the actual like return down to the penny, I don't think you're gonna get that. Like Dave was saying that like Barstool could have made a relatively competitive offer. That to me is insane. I can't fathom that like we started where we started and now we're a company that could be throwing around athlete type money. Mm-hmm. When you start talking about millions per year, like publicly, like that's like an athlete. Yeah. Like when Guy Fieri signed a $80 million extension, I was like, this is what we talk about, like, free hitters. This is what we talk about, like, the guy who's scoring champs. But Barstool needs to see like the return. It's like you make this much money, but you bring in this much on ads, and so that's I think we're still at that level. Mm-hmm. But I guess for someone like Alex, you want the prestige, you want the name, you want the cachet of it. So that's probably where Spotify's thinking their money is. I'm just saying if you're thinking about it from a return on investment, I can't imagine it like adding back up to 60 million over the next 3 years. But maybe there's.
You're not thinking of subscribers too, because you have to subscribe to Spotify. So like think about the percentage of Apple listeners that have to subscribe now just to Spotify. That can make up a decent chunk of it by itself. And then on top of that, you probably have ad splits as well.
But you got to subscribe. Like she's gonna be behind like a paywall.
Well, Spotify is paywall.
You have to pay for Spotify.
You do?
Yeah.
I thought it was for no ads.
It's like
yeah.
$7.
I guess you're
you
right.
can just listen to Call Her Daddy if you want. You don't
I
have to
forgot
listen
about
to
that.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But I assume you would go in for the whole entire thing though at that point. If you're listening to Spotify.
I don't know. I feel there's a lot of people who probably just listen here and there for.
I would just like
free.
to point out that Josh is barely speaking in the mic and nobody's yelling.
I was about to.
It was.
He's done it once. You've done it 60,000 times.
I actually, now that I edit the podcast, it's really annoying, and I apologize to everybody.
Yep. There you go. Is it? But I think ultimately everything with Call Her Daddy will always boil down to people are mad that like this girl can hop on a mic and just talk about sucking a guy's dick and call it a gluck gluck, and she's more successful than 99.99% of people who have ever lived. And it's bullshit for people around Barstool to be upset about it, because it's not like anybody here is like, you know, writing like fantastic
and also
clever shit. It's like we're all up here just bullshitting, and she just does it on a better, more successful level.
And
We're all talking
I
about
think
sex
that
and shit.
we've
We're
all talked about it before. We're like, I think it takes a talent to be able to do it. Where it's like, there was a tweet, and I think Dan quote tweeted this probably a few weeks ago, where it was like someone being like, you don't understand the time it takes to put into investigative podcasts or whatever, and the script writing and the research and the this and the editing and the producing and the blah 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 and the blah blah blah, and it's like, and it's just bullshit. Some people can just throw on a mic and bullshit, and be successful. And it's like, well, yeah, comedy podcasts, you have to have improvisation. I'm gonna leave.
Improvisation.
Improvisational skills. And like, that's what a
it's
comedy
different.
podcast is. You don't need to do all this fucking research and all this
I was
bullshit.
gonna
You
say.
need to have a brain that has synapses that can fire and be funny. That's what you need.
Yeah.
And
You can be able to-
she
you
can
gotta
do
do it
that.
on the
She
fly.
can be
You
funny.
gotta-
She can be funny. She can be interesting. And so she just pops it on. She
Or
goes.
also like the value of like she's brave enough to say what most girls are.
Yeah.
not brave enough to say.
Dude, there's so many girls now who are like, I should have just been sucking cock or whatever, saying it. And like, and I mean in the world. I don't mean at Barstool. And like, I don't know. Yeah. Give it a try.
Also,
see if you're fucking hot enough and funny enough and good
That's-
enough at describing how to suck a dick.
That's the thing. It's like, it's not like, oh, I should have been sucking dick. It's you should have been sucking dick and been willing to talk about it in front of your family and your friends and the world, and be confident enough to be like, yeah, that's fucking me. That's why she's successful, because it's girls who are going like, oh wow, she talks like we talk, but like to the whole fucking world. But I mean, I definitely had feelings of like, oh man, like I've been here so much longer and like grinding so much harder. And
See, I didn't. I did. Because I mean, she's just more successful than us.
right, well, that's what I
Like-
mean. So like, and then, but I there was a point where it was like, oh, she's doing like really well, like fuck that. And then I found out how well she was doing, and it's like, oh, well, now it's just undeniable. It's not like it's a fluke or a flash in the pan. She's just making so much more money than she's always been paid what she deserves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or underpaid. She's either been underpaid or fairly paid the whole time. She's never been overpaid. And then when this happened, I realized it was a joke that I ever even tried to compare myself to her. Like I said on the other show, I was like, it's like being like, LeBron, why don't you play in my men's rec league? It's like, oh no, I'm so far above all of you. And that's not like, you know, cocky or arrogant. It's just like, yeah, we're not on the same level, dude. You know what I mean? Like we this is crazy to even compare your show to mine, because it's like talking about the NBA versus, you know, you in your backyard.
I think it's like, and I've always kind of thought Barstool like this. I think fans kind of think that, and maybe people at Barstool are more jealous of things than other people care to admit.
Yes.
But
Bro,
I think-
nobody here admits it. Everybody's jealous of anybody who's bigger than them here.
But jealous.
And probably in the whole world, not just Barstool, but everybody's always like, I'm funnier than that, or I'm bigger than that, or I should be bigger than that. They should listen to me and not them.
I always thought of it, and maybe I'm in the minority, but I always thought of it as jealousy of like, I don't even think I'd ever use the word jealousy. I think I'd use it like healthy competition, where like I want to be that big, or I want to be that funny, or I want to be that, and like I want to be able to make that money or whatever. And I think of it as like a football team at practice, where you're like, yeah, I'm the second guy. I want to be the first guy. The first guy's a little bit better than me.
Yeah.
So I gotta
Yeah.
fucking work, and like,
Right.
I think that's how I always thought everyone thought here.
No,
and
no,
I
no.
think it's
You-
more
you
just
have,
like
like,
I
healthy competition.
deserve that.
You have healthy competition. They have unhealthy competition.
And it's not everyone, but there was a hullabaloo. I'm not going to say it was everyone, but there was a good amount of people.
It's the number being very high, the subject matter, and the thought, at least, that, like with football, it's like it's so very obvious. You can run faster, throw further, jump higher, hit harder. It's just, you know, whatever. Whereas like we could turn on a mic and talk about sex too, and it's not that different, you know? Like, I said this once about, like, LeBron. Oh, and Stephen A. Smith is like, I can't get on a basketball court and do anything remotely close to LeBron James. I can hop on a microphone and entertain. I can't entertain like Stephen A. Smith, but the gap is a lot closer than it is to, like,
For sure.
for LeBron. It's the same sort of thing with Alex, where it's like, I can fucking joke about a girl choking on a dick. I guess not, though. I guess the gap is. I think that's what we're like. Again, the internet.
Well,
is
Kevin,
so
I
new.
would actually go so far as to say I bet you joke about it better. You just don't
Look at, I know.
You
and
don't deliver
that's-
the message as
and
well.
that's part of it too. It's like, you know, some people have God-given abilities like on the field. She's got a God-given gift.
And maybe she honestly, I've never listened to the podcast. Maybe she jokes about it better. I'll give her credit where it's due.
But all
I
of it-
think
all
the
of it's a
fact that
combination.
I don't like seeing you talk about choking.
I don't like it either. I don't like seeing it either, my friends. I wouldn't blame you. But you know.
No, I actually do. When I saw the clip the other day of us doing the Captain America and Batman eating pussy, I was laughing. I was like, it was pretty fucking funny.
The funniest shit on that whole saga, when I did the 1 Minute Man on it, it was funny. We had like the podcast was titled Batman Eating Pussy. 1 Minute Man on the YouTube was titled Batman Eating Pussy. The clip was titled Batman Eating Pussy. It was like, yesterday was just all Batman Eating Pussy on KFC Radio. And but on the 1 Minute Man, I said, Spider-Man would be great, but he's like only a teenage kid, so he doesn't know what he's doing. And Captain America would be awesome, but he's a 50-year-old man. He's a old white man from the 50s. He doesn't eat pussy. And my brother edited in old Cap when he just goes, no, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
It's like perfect. It's like, he doesn't eat pussy. No, I don't think I will. But yeah, I mean, I think that's ultimately it. If Alex Cooper joked around about Batman eating pussy, I'm sure she will on her episode, and it will just get that many more downloads. And then she'll put a hoodie on that says Batman should eat pussy, and that'll sell 1 million. And like, the proof is just in the pudding. And everybody here at Barstool has some great pudding. Her pudding is way more and way fucking better. There has always been tangible proof in the form of her merch, her money, her revenue, her downloads, all of it. And you can be mad about it, but you know what? I guess, and we can go on about this forever, but I'll wrap it up. To keep with the sports comparison, I think it would be like if Kevin Durant, Kyrie, Harden, all them, like, had bad form on their shot and it just always went in, you know, and you're like, that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, I played the game like the right way, and she does, like, she just talks about sex, but it's like, I don't know, the ball goes in, bro. We score more points. So it doesn't matter how it looks or what you think of it. At the end of the day, scoreboard, and her scoreboard has always read a lot higher than everybody else's. I just never knew it was $60 million. I mean, I definitely just have a whole new. This happened with J. Cole for me. Do you know J. Cole's worth $100 million? Is that surprising to you?
I would say it's surprising, yeah.
Yeah, like I would not think. I know he's successful.
Is that surprising to you? How come? I mean, he hasn't put up many albums, right?
No, yeah, he has six.
But he went double platinum, no features on.
And everybody loves that. No, he had 6 straight
Is this close enough,
#1
Jackie?
studio albums, which is like never. I don't think any rapper's ever done that. All went to #1, and I think he owns Dreamville or something like that. It's more about, it's like one of those things where you own the record label and all that. But yeah, so when I heard that, I was like, oh, it changes my whole perspective. Where it's like, I thought you were a good rapper. Now I think you're like an iconic businessman. You know what I mean? Same thing with Alex, where it was always like, yeah, this bitch is fucking good on the podcast, to being like, oh, you're a fucking entertainment icon. Like, your name's in history now when they write about the internet and shit. So,
and also
just
the thing,
changed
like,
my whole perspective over.
The thing with people who get jealousy over it is like, well, I mean, if this is the direction podcasts are going, that's a pretty good thing.
I know, that's the other thing.
If that's the
rising
fucking
tides,
bag people are getting,
Rising tides, yeah.
then like,
Yeah.
I don't know, that sounds pretty sick.
Yep. I would be.
And like, obviously, no one will expect that ever. But like,
if we get a fraction of that.
yeah.
Well, so I reached out to a guy we know, like, in the business world, and I was like, dude, how do I even get a fraction of the Alex Cooper bag? And he said, there's only one way I can think of it, and that's you guys got to turn gay. And I was like, we are so close anyway, man. Yeah. We're like 65% of the way there.
Exactly.
Why not make it official? Why not make it official and just get money, bro? That would be.
What if Pat gets the next one? I'll murder him.
Murder.
Murder. I'll murder him.
No, I'll murder him. No, see, now that's a guy I'd be like, I fucking built this place. Yeah. The only reason you're here is because of me. I got 20% of your shit.
I'll fucking kill Pat.
We
That's
will
for
steal
sure.
Pat. If you get the
Alex
bag,
Cooper,
we're gonna
good
murder
for
you and steal your
earned
money.
It.
Yeah,
Pat,
you
I'll
did not.
fucking end your life.
I will end your gay fucking life right now.
Dude, I will commit a hate crime.
John, I can see John in cuffs and they'd be like, why'd you do it? He'd be like, because he's gay. Because he's gay and rich. That's why.
That is like, don't edit that. Don't say that. I will look at the barrel of the camera. I will become a hate crime committer if Pat gets the next bag.
Oh man, it's so. You know what kind of fucking numbers we would do if not only it's not that we were gay, it's that what if we came out? If the story was these guys have been in the closet for 10 years at Barstool and have actually been gay all along, and now we're comfortable to tell our story, and we just make one up. And then we just have to start fucking each other. And like I said, we're pretty close
start
anyway.
leading breadcrumbs. Like there's that storage closet upstairs where they keep merch, but they keep a camera in it.
Yes.
We got to take down the signs. There's a camera in here.
Yes.
Fucking there a few times.
Right.
Someone leaks that.
Well, no, you know what we need to do? We can just start out like this. We go up to that room. Me and you go up to that room, right? We wait until someone's coming down the hall, and then people see us walk out together.
Yeah,
if we walk out of a storage closet, and I'm like, oh, hey, sorry. And John's like,
oh, you're topping
definitely. I am for sure
topping you, little
you.
fucking twink.
I'm fucking banging you, no doubt. I'm for sure topping.
Bro, I'll fucking fist fight you in that closet and then fuck your ass.
No, see, that's why we're going to be, that's going to be our sexy dynamic, bro. You're the fucking, not the bear, what's it called? You're not a bear, but you're like a hunk. The twink's fucking the hunk. You're the twunk?
I'm a twunk.
I'm the twunk, you're a fucking hunk. Yeah, I'm the twunk fucking the jock. And it's going to be like, oh, isn't that funny? He's the bigger one, but he takes it in his fucking ass from that guy. He hosts the show and fucks him. I'll be doing ad reads.
I was going to say, well, Kevin can't do ad reads, throwing cock, he does it all.
See? Spotify, you hear this? Spotify's cutting a check right now off that 2-minute segment.
You want to see Kevin's perfect fucking dickhead?
And see, I do. If you told me right now, all right, you gotta like do a podcast where you show the tip of your dick, and like, all right, here we go. For the $60 million, you can just look at my dick, man. Man, I really wonder what the domino effect is, because the amount of girls who already said, oh, I should have done this, now that you see $60 million. Right. You know, some of these other female podcasts that we know, like, just fucking let it fly. Start talking about all of it. Like, Jesus, do whatever you got to do, man. But I'm trying to think of a way to get in that ad read there.
Yep, no, it's going to be a tough one.
Yep.
Want to talk about baseball?
But, yeah, let's talk about baseball. Good old, here it is. Here we go. I got it. Alex Cooper, congratulations on the $60 million. I really genuinely mean that. And it's only in America, baby, right? Only in America can this happen. And here in America, we like two things. We like three things in America now. Podcasts, like 25% of America listens to them. We like fucking, right? And we like baseball. That's Americana right here. And so next up on the show, we're talking about baseball. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Anytime you're watching a game, kicking back, watching some ball, you got to have an ice cold beer in your hand, right? And from here on out, anytime you do have an ice cold beer in your hand,
you don't want to feel that cold. You want to keep it
gotta
cold.
Be Miller
you
Lite,
feel the cold.
And you got to use this here shoesy. It's Father's Day is approaching, so you got to have your dad's shoes on. I'm going to get the New Balance 629 trainers, 624 trainers, and I'm going to drink out of my shoesy. It's a New Balance Miller Lite koozie this is like some heavy duty shit, man. This is like real sneakers, real sole, leather, the whole nine. And so you can drink your ice cold Miller Lite and keep it that way for an entire baseball game.
If you want to have a fucking conversation starter, like this is the best. This is one of the better summer conversation starters I've ever seen in my life.
You know what? I bet you this floats in the pool.
I don't think so.
I bet you this does, dude. You feel this thing? It's like a boat. Feel that fucking thing, baby.
I'm down to give it a test run, but I would be surprised if this floats. I think you're playing with fire there.
I feel like this is by far the most heavy duty koozie of all time. None of that little sleeve bullshit that you slide in. And so when you're out there on the grill, you got a wide base to put it down. Your kids aren't knocking it over. The dog's not knocking it over. You feel like a king while you drink it. And it's the king. It's the. Don't worry, just walk through. It's fine. We're not doing the show here. Get the best beer in the world, in the best koozie in the world, all from Miller Lite. You can go to theshoezy.com. The Shoezy, SHOEZIE.com to learn more. You can get the shoezy for Father's Day. You can get some ice cold Miller Lite, and you can make this Father's Day a memorable one. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brew Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Baseball is it's the office right now. It's like the Wild Wild West. Everybody's outing everybody. We got cheaters abound. We got the league outing pitchers. We've got We've got writers outing players. We've got pitchers accusing the league of injuring them. I mean, it is a blame game all over the fucking map.
To keep with what we were going on before the ad read, we got Tyler Glasnow coming out. I don't think I've ever seen him without a hat on. Sex bomb.
Oh, yeah.
I know,
Sure.
I always knew he was tall and had nice hair and stuff like that, but I don't think I've ever seen him like he had like he is. I mean, he's Cillian Murphy.
Yeah,
he's tall Cillian Murphy with great hair.
The Rocket was devastated when he heard about this injury because he's been sucking that dick. He's been sucking that Glasnow dick for a long time now. I respect Glasnow's move. He's not injured because of the fucking sunscreen. He's just playing that card. The UCL is like a wear and tear. It's a grind it out. You've done it. It's like on the verge of ripping.
Is it?
I don't think it's just all of a sudden you had one game where you threw it differently. I don't think so, at least. What do I know? But I think that was like, I think here's what happened. The league fucked with the balls, deadening them, juicing them, whatever, and they need to figure out a way to make up for it, and they're just putting the blame, like, oh, no, the reason why is because you're using foreign substances. It's you guys cheating, not us. And then he's going to be like, oh, you're going to accuse us of cheating? Well, guess what? You injured me. I'm the one who's fucking hurt.
I read the article. I read the article first in Sports Illustrated. It came out Monday, I think, and it was the one about Bubba. Now, Bubba was the, I believe he was the assistant clubhouse manager, maybe visiting team clubhouse manager for the for the Anaheim Angels, and he's the only person who's been punished so far for
the foreign substances.
For the foreign substances, and what he was doing was he was. I guess who was the reliever? It was the closer. I forget his name, but it's closer from the '90s for the Angels. And Bubba one time saw him. He asked Bubba to get him a fucking knife so he cut open a can to mix liquid rosin, hard rosin melted, and some other substance. And that's what he mixed it, and that's how he made this sticky stuff. And when that player got traded. He got traded to Detroit, and Verlander called him and was like, yo, this sticky stuff, can you make this for me? Mm-hmm. And so this guy, it got around the league. Like, the whole league knew about this guy, Bubba, and he could make the best sticky stuff. He had great stuff. And this dude aired out everybody. Like, I don't get it in baseball. Like, it didn't seem like any of the players were the ones who ratted him out. It seemed like the MLB did an investigation. The whole planet knew Bubba made a lot of the stuff for people, and they had to they had to find a scapegoat. They decided on Bubba.
Yep.
And his
I
argument,
understand him being like, then fuck all you.
But like the players didn't do it. Like,
yeah,
right. I mean, like the player, he said he didn't even ask for money. He just thought it was part of his job because he was.
It's like if I'm going down, I'm taking people with me. Misery loves company.
I am not about that life.
No,
I think that's not. Dude,
I think more people would be prone to do that than not.
But, like, it's one thing if they ratted you out.
Right.
It's another thing to be like, look, dude, like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, everyone knew.
It could also be, like, who knows if it's, like, he was told, man, the league throwing him some money, or, like, there's a reason why he did it, like, some under-the-table shit.
I guess maybe, but, like, and, like, it wasn't just, like, I made it for this person. It was, like, he showed SI text messages. They verified it all. They made sure it was Garrett Cole's number. They checked Garrett Cole's number, and it was, like, that was the number he had at the time. And it was, like, what's up, Bubba? It's Garrett.
Go down so bad.
It's, like, it's just a straight-up text message. It's like, hey, Bubba, it's Garrett. I'm wondering if you can help me with this sticky situation. Mm-hmm. That was a text. And then it was, like,
see, when you're
Verlander.
When their whole thing of, like, guys, we thought it was, like, legal. It's like, well, then why are you saying these weird, like, coded things? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but, like
get me the.
I would say that, like, just, like, fun. Like,
but
also it's called the sticky stuff. You're not being very coded when you're, like, sticky situation.
Yeah.
But it was Cole, Verlander, Scherzer. Like, he had the receipts on everyone. And I was just like, why? I guess I kind of got to an extent Canseco, because he got shunned, and, like, the players fucked him.
I'm going to fuck you over.
But like, this guy, like, I don't know, man. Like, they all paid him every time. Like, he made
that to me would be better to be like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and you guys, like, take care of me, sort of thing, But that's why
But he's an insane person, because he was so sure that he wasn't doing anything wrong, and it was so easy for him that he didn't even, like, ask players for money. He was just
like, I do your laundry and I get you your uniform and your sticky stuff. No big deal.
He said they tip him $100 a can, and, like, he had all the Venmo receipts for that. But he's like, I told him it was free. It didn't really matter. It's like, I get rosin from the Angels. I get the liquid rosin from the Angels. I just fucking melt it and I send it to you. But I guess he made such a solution. I think he said
He's the Walter White of.
he compared it to someone like buttermilk pancakes or whatever. He's like someone who just has been able to make them their whole life. Like he's like I don't know
got
the
a feel for it.
numbers and
Yeah.
like even Cole was saying he tried to fuck with his because when he got traded to New York, it wasn't working as well in cold weather. And he's like, so we tried to like add liquid to it. He's like, it became a sloppy mess. Like, can you try me? He's like, I think it'll work better at like
It's the blue sky, man.
at the initial level.
Got the 99% purity.
Yeah, like but like he just fucking aired out, and now everyone's airing out everyone. Now,
It's like if I'm going down, you're going down, and then that reporter Ryan Spader, I don't know who he is, but I know White Sox Dave was like he's like one of my favorite analysts, and he just like I slept on it. I've decided to fucking do this. Like here are all the teams that cheated.
I don't think a reporter is airing anyone out. Like that was weird. He was like, I'm gonna air it all out. Like, you're a reporter.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
Right.
Like one. A player or a clubhouse manager or something like that.
I think
that's airing
more,
shit out.
I think that's more like I was gonna keep this to my vest because I don't want to burn any bridges or anything. But if everyone's gonna be doing it anyway, I'm gonna get the attention of the headlines and followers. But all I know is that the 2015 World Series makes a lot more sense now. You cheating rat fuck Kansas City Royals. It never made a lick of sense that they beat the Mets. It never made a lick of sense that they hit every fucking ball the way they did. Their whole contact bullshit. There's no way that the hardest throwing team in the league would never strike anybody out on that team. There's no way that guys like Jacob deGrom are giving up 4 runs in 5 innings. There's no fucking way you hit the ball that many times against that staff and beat a team that's that much better than you without fucking cheating. That's bullshit.
It
They
is.
stole my fucking World Series. Everyone made such a huge stink about the Astros stealing it from the Dodgers, and you're not gonna hear a fucking peep about the Mets getting fucked over. No one's gonna say shit about it because everybody loves to see the Mets fucking fail. They screwed the fuck out of the 2015 Mets just as bad as the Astros did, and no one's gonna say a fucking word about it. You're all rat fucks.
You're 100%.
100%. People were crying for the Dodgers. This monster, Yankees of the West team who has a $275 million payroll. People were like, give them the title. They deserve it. All this shit.
The Yankees thought they deserved it.
The fucking Yankees. And everybody agreed. And everybody was so mad at the Astros. And here are the fucking Mets, a team that you should feel bad for. A team that finally made it back and was the better team and should have and would have won. Almost won all of those games despite them cheating. And no one's not a fucking peep about how the Mets deserve it. Fuck all of you. Fucking jerks. Why do people hate the Mets?
I don't know.
I think they should be like the lovable losers that you want to see, like the underdog.
I'm gonna make a comparison for you here that's gonna make us bedfellows. I think the same thing about Tuukka Rask. Where I'm like, I don't get why you should be rooting. Like, let's get one for Tuukka. Let's get one for Tuukka. And I think people should think the same about the Mets. We're like, let's see these guys get one. Like,
yes.
Same way about the Islanders right now.
Right.
Let's get the Islanders
They're
one.
the little guy. They're the younger brother. They're you want to see them get over the top. If you're gonna if you're gonna feel bad for the Dodgers, the haves and the have-nots, the Dodgers are the most haves of all time. Root for the have-nots one time. The fucking everybody agrees that the Royals had that one fucking year, that one run, none of it made sense. Now it's all making a ton of sense.
And it really is. And I think the Royals do play a factor in why no one's gonna care because just no one gives a fuck about the Royals.
And they are viewed as a have-not too. That was the
But
underdog.
even then, they didn't have any hateable stars like Correa.
No.
Altuve became hateable because he was fun.
Mm-hmm.
He was fun because he's a little guy for a little while. Then it was like, fuck this guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
but the Royals all of a sudden making back-to-back World Series and winning one, and then just disappearing off the face of the earth. It's like, nobody stopped for a second and be like, this is fucking weird, huh? It's like you had a great bullpen and you cheated, you motherfuckers. Rat fuck!
It is weird how it
ruined my life.
Like baseball can't be the only sport everyone cheats in, right? How is it the only sport that it happens every time?
They're the
every
only sport that
every
get
20
caught.
years there's an expose about it.
Well, you know what it is too? It's like in football all the time people get popped. They just don't care.
Right.
It's all about the records. That's why.
Yeah.
Records and the the Hall of Fame and the pageantry. That's why it's America's game because these names mean something to people. Where it's
we pretend it's a lot more important than it is. That's how it's America's game.
Yeah, 100%. They turn it into a religion. Didn't Sean Merriman win Defensive Player of the Year the year he got suspended?
I
Or
don't
maybe the
know.
year after. He got.
I don't think you're allowed to win an award
in the
that
same
year.
year. But it was close enough. I remember being people don't give a fuck, man. So, fuck baseball. It's the goddamn worst. Jacob DeGrom is going to have the best pitching season of all time. And
Until he runs into the Royals.
no.
But like the thing is with this stuff too, like it's happening right now. Right? Like they haven't cleaned up the fucking cameras.
No.
They haven't like that's all still
It's
happening.
probably just evolved. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
we're not using cameras anymore. They probably did move on to those buzzers or whatever. It's like criminals and cops. Like, you know, the cops get better and the criminals find a way around it. It's a cat and mouse game forever. They're not going to just stop cheating.
I remember watching like Icarus when they were talking to
Yeah.
like a U.S. track and field representative, and he's like 90% of the people out here are on something. We just can't catch them.
Right.
They're better. They're a step ahead of us.
It's like when the mob and the feds are talking, and it's like, we know that you know that I know that you know, but we just can't prove it.
Right.
Same fucking shit right here, man.
Dude, wait. By the way, speaking of that, did you hear about that app that the FBI created that they just got all of like the mob thinking it was a fucking secret text messaging app, and
And it wasn't.
and it was just the FBI running it?
Wow, that's
Look
slick.
this up real quick.
So they
It
were all
was,
just using like a platform and just sending all their texts.
and
to the
like they were
feds.
just reading all the text.
By the way, that's a funny tweet from Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer tweeted, "Does he or doesn't he?" with a shot of
Give it a
of
try,
him
I'll
as
bring the
Batman
wine.
saying, "We can give it a try. I'll bring the wine." Batman fucks. Batman eats pussy. Just give up. But yeah, I mean the feds pulling some shit like that that's like a nom.
Yeah, a nom.
FBI-controlled Anom app ensnares scores of alleged criminals in global police gang. That's like, come use our platform. It's called like the definitely not the FBI app.
It was.
It wouldn't. I mean, I can't read all this article, but I'm hoping that it was like if they were really smart about it. If you set up like Anom is the new digital app, and you had a launch for it. You had a dummy company. You had
Yeah.
entrepreneurs. You had Gary Vee buying into it and talking about it. You have like conferences. Oh, they're at South by Southwest this week or whatever. All just to fucking to nail the mobsters. I hope it was like that because that's some cool shit. That's like a movie I would watch.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
would be a cool job to have. Like I listened to that podcast. Something in the wind. Wind of Change. That it was like an 8-part Spotify series. I was listening to it before Alex Cooper got me. It was that the CIA wrote a song in the 80s called Winds of Change that they had this German rock band sing that
This rings a bell.
that like it's all about winds of change, like the world is changing, and it was like come over to America and like stay away from communism, and it like infiltrated all of Russia, and then they did this deep dive. It was Pod Save America guys like produced it, and they like went and talked to the record producers and the this and the that, and it was all like can't confirm it, but like there was some weird shit going on, and
It's like some Argo shit.
yeah, exactly that. And I wonder how much the takeaway from that was like they're doing this shit all the time with pop culture.
Yeah.
With like clothing and music and TV, and it's like I've
You
noticed.
think maybe like coming to Korea then is the Nazi stuff?
What's that?
Remember how it was a few years ago where there was like swastikas were like real hot in Korea.
Probably.
Like they didn't know. I guess I mean I don't know how you don't know, like no matter where you're from. I don't understand how you don't know.
have to know what the swastika means.
Yeah,
right?
like there
I don't know,
was-
maybe not in Korea where they censor shit.
Not North Korea. No, I think
South
it was,
Korea
and
was
it might
regular
have been
Korea?
Japan. I forget, but it was popular clothing. Like not like there was some psychopaths wearing it. Like it was
Regular ass
It
people
was
rocking
sold in
it.
like popular clothing stores, like swastikas and like Hail Hitler shit. It was wild.
Have you noticed that like a lot of movies? I can't tell if it's like chicken or the egg, but it feels like a lot of movies now are like a global pandemic of a disease that like I watched that terrible one on Netflix where nobody can go to sleep anymore. Or there's it's so bad. It's called Awake. It's like one of the worst movies you'll ever see in your life. It's a disease or something where everybody catches it, where nobody in the world can sleep anymore. It's so bad.
Yeah, except the people watching the movie.
Yeah, basically. But I feel like everything I watch is kind of like that. Have you seen Sweet Tooth?
No, I haven't seen shit and
Sweet
shit.
Tooth, dude, it's crazy. It's like 99% rated on everything. It's a post-apocalyptic world where there was a virus that everybody died, and at the same time, all these babies that were being born were human-animal hybrids. So the main character is this little boy who has like antlers and deer ears. It looks so fucking corny. Look at this. Like, it looks so stupid. And yet it is like the highest rated show out right now. And I watched the first couple episodes, and like everything except that is pretty cool. I just wish that it was a disease that was like something different. Like, I don't know. You just didn't turn into like a deer. Like I was like, this deer kid looks so fucking corny. But it's like dark and serious otherwise. But I feel like everything I'm watching now is like pandemic and disease and A Quiet Place and all that sort of shit where it's like, and I'm like, maybe just taking note of it because we lived through it.
Yeah.
Or that was always popular, the idea of like an apocalypse hitting. But I don't know, it just seems to be all like happening at once. All right, let's get into our Am I the Assholes? You are an asshole if you're not drinking Revitalyte because it is not only a tasty drink, it is a rehydrating drink, and it's in bed and in business with Barstool. So all of your favorite things in the world, things that taste good, not having a hangover, and Barstool Sports. If you like those three things, which I suspect you are if you're listening to this show, then Revitalyte is for you. It's the summer. Summer is here. The world is back open. You're going to be drinking a lot, more than you ever do, and you need to be able to bounce back and get back on the horse, get back out to the bar, get back out to the party, and you can do that with Revitalyte. And right now, the Barstool branded Revitalyte Black Label Blue Crush flavor is out. So Barstool came in and said, you got to make a blue. You can't have a drink line without having a blue one. And that's exactly what we did with the Blue Crush Black Label. And so I recommend you drink it before you go out. You mix with vodka while you're drinking. Then you drink it when you get home before bed. And then in the morning, you slug another half a bottle. And bingo, bango, bongo, your hangover is no more. You don't have to go drink it. You don't have to go to the baby aisle and grab any of those baby drinks to get your electrolytes. You just do it at the liquor store or right there on barstoolsports.com. You can buy them on the Barstool store. So you can be a grown adult and get your hangover drink. And you don't have to feel like a creepy asshole going through like the newborn section. So pick up your Revitalyte Black Label today in store or online at the Barstool store. Tweet at us at DrinkRevitalyte and give us your Bonus Land stories. Bonus Land is one of the things we said like, we had our 9-year anniversary. We probably talked about Bonus Land like 7 years ago. And I still to this day get tweets about Bonus Land.
7.
I feel like it was a long time ago.
Was it that long ago?
No, probably not. I'm probably exaggerating, but it was many years ago. And I still get people. Bonus Land is when you wake up and you're still drunk from the night before, and it's a bonus. You're like, oh, I'm still buzzed. And I feel like people still to this day will just send me a tweet. I'm in Bonus Land. I'm like, let's go. So when you're in Bonus Land, drink Revitalyte and tweet us your stories about the morning after. Am I the asshole? Let's go. What do we got? You want to start off? Yeah, you go first. You had a good one.
This is, couldn't be more on brand right now. As we mentioned, KFCRADIO is covered in fucking Batman eating pussy. Some good pussy. What's that from?
I don't know.
Sweet D talking about how her someone died choking on some good pussy when they're doing the when they want to do the the singing competition. She wants to be on America's Got Talent or whatever, and she's pretending she's a former Marine who has a stutter, and she talks about how my grandpa died. He was eating some bad pussy. Okay, so here it is. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend how I feel about Marvel's Hulk? My boyfriend and I were watching Thor Ragnarok, and the part where you see Hulk's butt came on. Boyfriend was like, ew, why would they show that? No one wants to see Hulk's butt. I'm actually a bit weird, I guess, and I'm very attracted to the Hulk, as I have a thing for extremely muscular and inhumanely big guys. So I said,
inhumanly big?
Inhumanly, which I don't know if that's a word.
No, but whatever. The point being, like, holy shit, you weirdo.
So I said, excuse me, but I am very appreciative of them putting in some Hulk ass. I think the Hulk is insanely attractive.
I'll tell you what, he's got no ass.
Yeah.
The Hulk has no ass.
Yeah, Hulk's got to mix it a fucking squat,
he's got
bro.
a pancake ass. He's got to
Why
go
don't
do
you
that.
leave those lats alone for a minute and fucking hit the rack?
Dude, forget that. He's got to do the BBL, get that Brazilian butt lift going. You got to inject him with some rubber cement, man. He's got no ass.
Yeah.
I want to see him get
go
that
to the
cemented
Atlanta
Russia.
hotel room
Yeah.
Atlanta Rhodes was in.
He's going to end up on fucking botched trying to get that shit reversed. Because he got, like, caulk shoved in his ass.
Look at those fucking his tricep is fucking more
Bigger
rotund than his ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, my phone closed. But to finish off here, boyfriend got pissed off hearing this and turned off the movie and put something else on. I asked him why he was being so rude, and he says I'm a weirdo for liking the Hulk and for telling him that when he didn't want to hear it. I got mad at him for calling me that, and we argued back and forth. Was I being the asshole, or was my boyfriend being an asshole?
You gotta be a real insecure fucking asshole.
You gotta be a real twink.
Yeah.
If you're getting fucking...
Bro, that is soft.
You gotta be the fucking biggest gay in the world to get offended by your girlfriend liking a Hulk. Like, that dude is just turned on by Hulk.
100%.
And he's like,
wait a minute.
Actually, I don't know. He's either turned on by Hulk.
He's not turned on by the Hulk. He wishes he like was the Hulk.
Yeah.
He is a little twink and wishes he was a hunk,
Yeah.
a jock, and he's like, fuck, I'm not. And my girlfriend wants to fuck that. My beard over here. I mean, you know, I think I've reached a point. I guess when I was younger, I probably was like insecure. Like I was always like, I don't want to hear any stories about you like fucking somebody else or what your ex was like or, you know, what the biggest guy you ever had or the best sex or any of that stuff. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't fucking care.
I don't care. Yeah. I'm not going to bring it up. I'd rather not talk about it.
No, but yeah, sure. But even, you know, in the moment, you can tell me some details, whatever. Like I'm definitely not going to be the, you know, as insecure as I once was. And that's what I'm talking about. Humans who you maybe have fucked already. We're talking about a fictional mutant.
Yeah.
All right. Like, come on. You know what? That guy, that dude. They probably like. There's probably like one dude. Let's say she's a bartender, and there's a guy she works with who's like this big fucking dude. It's like, well, wait a minute. If you would fuck the Hulk, you would fuck George. You know what I mean? There's some real life practicality coming in here that we don't know about because this is come on. Can't just be actually insecure about the Hulk, can you?
It would be... I think I lean more towards this dude fucking wants to fuck the Hulk than he's just scared she will.
So you think that he's like back off? That's my man sort of thing?
I think he's just like he's not insecure about how
confused.
he's feeling about the Hulk.
Yeah.
And he's like, why is my girlfriend
He's probably
thinking
like, you're
that's
right. He does have a nice ass.
But he
and
does.
My dick gets hard.
He's got a shit
well,
ass.
Well, these people are... He's got a you got a real shit ass.
I got a great ass.
I feel like these are some white people. Yeah. You know? They wouldn't know a good ass if it sat on their face. Like the you know, like this is like when Pippa Middleton won best butt in the world.
That was
like,
bananas.
Girl's ass is non-existent, bro.
But,
Same
like,
thing with the Hulk here.
But also, like, why aren't they showing fucking?
So that dick?
No,
I didn't mean that either. I was just
well, I was gonna say Thor ass.
Yeah.
I'll take a fucking peep. Did you see his goddamn arm in that like Instagram post he put up? That I guess they just wrapped.
Monster.
I mean,
what, the Thor and Love thing?
I don't know which one it was, but it's the next Thor. It is. It just has to be edited. There's no way it can be.
He's just too
fucking
big.
Chris Hemsworth's real fucking arm.
I mean,
it's the size of his torso.
I doubt. I'm not gonna doubt him ever. Like, you're surprised by that? No, to me.
Look at that arm. That looks like the Hulk's arm.
That actually does look. That almost looks like the Rock. Like that. You might be right.
That's
weird.
That's ridiculous.
That might be touched up in a weird way. That actually, I don't think that looks good.
It's I actually tend to agree with you. It's a little too big.
You can't like wipe your ass.
It looks Thor-esque. If you put I'm a Hulk-esque. If you look at the side of the Hulk, it looks like the Hulk's fucking arm.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. That's not real. And if it is, you need to slow down.
Yeah.
You're getting too fucking jacked. You know, there was a viral thing on TikTok. I don't know if we did this or not. Can you touch your elbows?
Can I touch my elbows?
Touch your elbows together.
Yeah. Do to me.
No, I won't do anything. Okay. Just can you touch your elbows? Yeah, that's how can you do it? Get there, John. Get there. Get there, you pussy. Yeah. Yeah. So me, it's like no problem. So, all right, keep going with them on the asshole. But yeah, that dude is for sure the asshole. Am I the asshole because my boyfriend won't stop eating ants? My boyfriend and I have recently moved in together after dating for 2 years. I was nervous about moving in together at first, but I was pleasantly surprised about how easy and natural it felt to merge our lives together. In a lot of ways, it's very compatible. These details don't matter. It all started when we were watching a survival show together. One of the contestants decided to snack on some ants as a protein source. This caused my boyfriend to wonder what ants taste like, and he became curious to try one. I didn't think much of it at the time because I didn't think he would actually do it. The next day while we were cooking dinner together, I noticed some ants crawling in the sink. I asked my boyfriend to take care of it, since he is usually the one to kill any bugs in our apartment. To my surprise, instead of killing the ants, my boyfriend popped one of them in the mouth and ate it. I thought it was hilarious and a little gross and asked him what it tasted like. He said that it tasted slightly sour, like a lemon lime flavor. I would not guess.
Hang
that
on
ants
a
taste
second.
like lemon lime. My boyfriend is a bit of a jokester, so I assumed it was a one-time thing. The thing is, we have an ant problem. We've tried everything from ant traps to coffee grounds, but we can't seem to get rid of them. Now, every time my boyfriend sees an ant, instead of killing it, he will simply pop it in his mouth. I think it's disgusting. I frankly don't want to kiss the same mouth that's been eating ants. I know that in some cultures it's perfectly acceptable, but this is just strange and taboo, and it's too much for me to get used to. Am I the asshole? Am I being too dramatic? There's a key sentence in this story.
What is it?
I mean, don't get me wrong. This guy's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
It's like, just stop eating ants. But the problem is, I thought it was hilarious. That chick gave him too much of a reaction. This guy's probably a little bit of a loser, right? And he's never been, maybe he doesn't get he's a jokester, but he doesn't get the laughs, and he tries to hold court, and he doesn't get the attention he needs. And it's like being like Keegan. I laugh at something he does, and he does it 50,000 times again, you know? So he ate the ant, and you were like, oh my God, that's so crazy. And now he's like, okay, I'm going to have to eat the ants every fucking time. Because he's probably a guy who tells long-winded stories. He's probably a guy who kills jokes. He's probably a guy, it's like Frank the Tank, you know what I mean? if Tank ate an ant and we all gave him attention for it, he would eat ants all the fucking time.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? So I think she, unfortunately, is to blame by giving him the reaction. But also he's to blame because he's just an asshole.
I want to eat some ants, first of all. But
yeah, you Feidelbergs, you eat your weird bugs. I'll never forget when Feidelberg's brother ate a cicada moth thing that was like this big and this thick. It was like a fat fucking bug,
Yeah.
the size like a cockroach, a chewy, gooey, crunchy bug, and he just went. I thought it was a magic trick. I thought he didn't need it because he did like a. I thought it was one of those poof, it's gone. And then I just watched him and he swallowed it. And
it's a fun game.
It's
a
not
fun game.
a game to eat bugs.
Yes, it is.
What's the game called? The game's called Eat Bugs.
Game's
What do you
called-
do? You eat bugs.
Yeah.
It's not a game.
It's a fun game. Look, we're laughing about it right now. Imagine I had a bug to eat. We'd be in hysterics. We'd be dying.
See, I mean, you guys, you got to laugh one time and you kept on eating bugs.
Yeah,
right?
it's basically.
So it's her fault for thinking it was hilarious.
I think that the revelation that ants taste like lemon lime flavor.
Huge. That's the story here. We
That
are
is
burying the lead.
absolutely the
We
story.
are burying
yeah.
the fucking
I
lead,
want to
man.
give it. I don't want to eat a bunch of ants, but I do want to see if they actually taste like lemon lime.
I
That
actually
sounds-
don't even know how much I believe this story. I feel like if you were to eat one ant, you wouldn't taste anything.
I would think the same
An
thing.
ant is
Like
it's
literally
gone.
just full of flavor.
Yeah, you need to eat a line of land.
Like
ants.
fucking Warheads was studying the taste of
Yeah.
ants, wondering how to pack that much flavor into a fucking.
You know what I bet
thing?
this motherfucker did? I bet this ant was crawling on the countertop that was sprayed down with some lemon pine salt.
Yeah,
This, and then licked it. He was eating pine salt or lemon, whatever that's fucking called.
Yeah, you're probably right. Fucking idiot.
Fucking what a moron! You ant-eating moron. Total dickheads out there. Last, am I the asshole here? This, John, is a doozy. My wife and I have a son. Now, this is an important part of the details. 3M. Now, in the Reddit world, that means
3-year-old male.
3-year-old male.
Yeah.
In baby world, you do 3M, 6M, 9M. So that might mean 3 years old. That might mean 3 months.
Okay.
Put a pin in that. He accidentally hurt one of my brother's kids, 2F, so 2-year-old female. So that leads me to believe if he's doing the F, then the M is probably male.
Yes.
So it's a 3-year-old, okay? It
I
wasn't
agree with you.
serious.
And also, I don't think how can a 3-month-old hurt somebody?
Right, okay. It wasn't serious. Everybody was fine. But my brother's wife said, oh, wait, did I give the title? I didn't give the title yet. So my wife, 24, called my brother's wife, 25, his breeding bitch. So imagine that. Your wife calls the other wife the breeding bitch. So my wife and I have a son, 3-year-old male. He accidentally hurt my brother's kid, 2-year-old female. It wasn't serious. Everyone was fine. But my brother's wife said as soon as she saw it, control your kid. To be honest, it was a bit offensive. They were playing around. He accidentally tripped her, but I don't think she meant it in that way. She was usually very nice. I think it was just instinctive. My wife made a comment back like, well, at least I can watch mine. My brother's wife asked what she was implying, and from there it went out of control. My brother's wife said they can have so many kids, 6, because they take care of all of them and are good parents. They are good parents, but there was a bit of an implication that we aren't good parents. So at this point, I make my second attempt to stop the argument. My brother wasn't in the room. My wife's turn to still ask what she was implying, even though I'm actively trying to stop them. And my brother's wife says she's failing our kid by working, and that it's proven that kids without stay-at-home moms suffer in all these sorts of aspects. My wife says my brother's wife is not a stay-at-home mom. She's my brother's breeding bitch. My brother's wife started crying, and she rounded up the kids and left. Now my brother's wife is not right with what she said at all. But breeding bitch was so horrible. Of course, I'm getting texts from my mom telling me that my wife should be ashamed of herself, and I'm defending my wife, but is there an approach to this? I want to tell her that she can't just say things like that. Insults always end up making you the loser, but I want to say this in a way that makes it sound like I'm not siding with her. Now, people went off on the comments. Here's what's crazy. They asked some more details. The dude is 20. So he's got a 3-year-old. So, like, young, right?
Yeah, very young.
And then the brother is like 20, young 20s, and has 6 kids.
Oh, this is just a white trash ass family.
So that's what I thought. Reddit, of course, Reddit being Reddit.
Get an abortion, you fucking losers.
So Reddit said this, though. They were like, Reddit has run with this, and they've decided it's like a religious cult.
Yeah.
That these kids are trapped in a cult. It's too religious. They just keep getting fucked and getting pregnant, and they can't abort them. And then this is where it gets really, like, dark. So I explained to my wife, and she agreed they both needed to apologize together. They got together, they apologized. It went pretty smoothly. They both recognized they were wrong. My wife felt like saying control your kid was an insult. Sister-in-law didn't mean to be an insult. They understood the miscommunication, hugged it out. My sister-in-law started crying again, and then my wife asked if I could leave the room. So they just had a private conversation themselves. Wife informed me later that the sister-in-law is pregnant again, number 7. That's why she was so upset. She doesn't want to have any more kids, but apparently my brother does. So she hasn't told him yet.
So she's a breeding bitch.
She wanted to cap it at 4. She's now on number 7. So this like started out as the semi the asshole thing, and eventually became like, this is a breeding bitch.
Yeah.
Like, this is a breeding bitch, and like, we need to maybe band together and save her.
Am I an asshole for calling the sky blue? No, you're not.
This is a breeding bitch. She's been having kids since she was like 17, probably, churning out kids like every fucking year.
Imagine
like
spending a
24.
decade just fucking having kids.
At that age, too, it's like... at that age, it's weird, but doing 16 to 26, just popping out kids.
Oh my god! Yeah, this is fucked up. This is a dark. Let's
one.
fucking get to the bottom of this and find this shit.
Yeah,
because they are in trouble.
What if we did that? What if we became like the Neve of Am I the Asshole? Like catfishes.
Yeah.
We'll track down these assholes and we'll save them. Yeah. Be like, hey, breeding bitch, we're here to take you to safety. They bundle her up and run away with her and be like, you raised those 7 kids yourself. This bitch is out on her own now. Goodbye.
Hey, Hulk bitch, your boyfriend's gay.
We'd be heroes. Spotify.
We did
2 gay guys who run around the world saving the assholes of Reddit. Yes! We'll call it Gaping Assholes. Voicemails, let's go! Voicemails today are brought to you by SimpliSafe. John, you remember that feeling when you used to get tucked into bed? Did your parents tuck you in at night?
Not really.
No?
They probably pop their head and say goodnight, but I'm sure before I had memories, they probably did, but like...
Maybe. I could see your parents being like, get in there and go to sleep. I don't know. I used to throw Keegan in the crib and walk out. He would go right to bed. It was amazing. There was a period of time where I was confused. I was concerned that Keegan was going to learn to read because I never had to read him a bedtime book because he would just go to sleep. I would literally walk him in, put him down, walk out. That was it. It was amazing. It was like a few month run, and now it's not that. Paying the fucking price. Yeah, there's no way your parents tucked you in. They were just like, go the fuck to sleep. But getting tucked in at night, get all
snug as a bug.
Snug and safe.
That's why I wish I could. I wish one day to get $60 million deal so I can exclusively live in hotels.
And just always get that tuck.
And I'll just, every night, like no do not disturbs, fucking new sheets tonight, tight
as fuck. Yep, give me the tuck. Well, when you have SimpliSafe in your home, your entire house is snug as a bug. You're just safe in bed every night when you're tucked inside a SimpliSafe house, because it's the best, most affordable security system in the world right now. It's an award-winning system with all the technology, bells and whistles, but it's affordable and all set up by you. You control it. You can handle it all month to month. You don't have to get in any long-term contracts. You don't have to have any technicians come over your house. You simply good naming, good branding. You simply call up. They will send you the cameras, the sensors, the alarms, all that. You set it up yourself. They activate it, and you're good to go. After like a half hour setup, you're set and safe for the rest of your life. They have the customized system that will keep you're one stop away from fire, police, poison control, burglars breaking in, earthquakes, fires, all that stuff you are protected against 24/7 with award-winning security. So to learn more about SimpliSafe and how they can protect you and your family, visit SimpliSafe.com/KFCRadio. That's SIMPLI safe.com/KFCRadio. You know, I'll shoot you absolutely straight. These are one of those things, you know, sometimes we have sponsors that are like things that we directly use, and sometimes we just have other companies that get involved. And I'm thinking, like, any listener who goes and gets a new house, just fucking go to SimpliSafe. It's one of those things, like, you're going to have to do it.
A lot of people buying houses now.
Absolutely. People getting out of the city, getting your house, getting out to the burbs, and you're going to need security. So why not do it through SimpliSafe for all the reasons I just explained, but also help us out, help support the show. What do you care which security system it is? As long as you get the best one at the right affordable price and the one that helps KFC Radio, do it that way. So go to SimpliSafe.com/KFCRadio. Get that 60-day risk-free trial plus a free security camera. There's nothing to lose. That's SimpliSafe, SIMPLI, safe.com/KFCRadio. Voicemails, let's go. Yo, my microphone's kind of fire, dude. That was kind of good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Right,
Mine's not bad.
Actually, it's pretty funny. I'm going to get a picture here. So here's what I made, and here's what John made.
What up, KFC? What up, Heidelberg, Nick, Jackie? So I was just curious. I came home drunk by myself one time, and I was just at my house by myself, and I found myself, like, dancing in the kitchen, and before I knew it, I was, like, almost, like, reenacting the scene from Flashdance at the end. So I was just curious, what's the weirdest shit that you've ever done while you're, like, after you came home from a bar or wherever, get faced and you're in your apartment alone? So what's the weirdest thing you've ever done that you can remember? Thanks.
Do you have the little toy with the thing?
Excuse me?
Do you have the little toy with the thing? I want to play with
I
that.
actually do, yeah.
Do you want this back?
No, it's okay.
Okay, I want to play with this. This dude started dancing like flash dancers at home.
I don't
That's
even know
weird.
what Flashdance is. I mean, I know. I haven't seen the movie. I know it's a movie.
That's like,
but-
well, it's the thing where they pull the.
No, that's striptease.
No, that's Flashdance.
No, that's striptease.
I mean, they might do it in striptease, but that's,
okay.
that's Flashdance.
I think it's pretty sure Demi Moore, right? Is she in both?
You're
Oh, yeah,
you're
you're right.
all over the map. Striptease, wasn't that J-Lo's new movie? No, that's
No.
called what was that called?
I forget, but striptease is Demi Moore, like a '90s.
Oh,
movie, Demi Moore.
right. Flashdance is the music video in the 80s, and then they
So
reenact
so
it
then
in-
she must have been reenacting it in striptease.
But there's also they do this. Yeah, they do. She does this thing where.
yeah. I know that. I know that. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty silly for a dude to come home and just be in the kitchen doing that. And, like, I hope he was reenacting, like, the splash or whatever. I want to try to give you a good answer here. The weirdest thing I've done when you come home drunk. Like, I mean, she's eating pizza and maybe jerk off to something weird, you know? Not the best.
I was
but-
gonna say, yeah, like one we buy box. I've like boxed drunk. We're just-
Box, like fight?
not like fight a thing, like just go box, like hit a bag and stuff.
Yeah, that's not like weird, not like salacious weird. It's just like, bro, that was weird.
Yeah, like it was like
Why don't you
I
just,
remember
lay down
doing
and
like
relax,
I remember
you know?
like
it's like the weirdest thing I did was sit ups. Like, why the fuck are you doing drunk sit ups? Why are you working out, dude?
the
That's pretty weird.
definitely like jerk off when you got fucking mean whiskey dick and you just fucking leave a sweat mark on the couch.
That's what's crazy. Like, but I can't believe you guys do that. You jerk off drunk, man.
Huh?
You jerk off drunk?
Definitely.
Like
not regularly, not like every time, but I've definitely done it.
I've done it where I'm just like my dick hurts and it's just going down.
Yeah,
down,
then
down.
it becomes like a thing, like a spite. Like
you gotta cut there.
You think you run this show?
When you come with whiskey dick from jerking off and you like snap back to reality and you're like sweating, and you're like, this didn't even feel that good. Barely any cum came out.
Best I ever feel.
Like
you fucking thought.
It's a good work.
Bitch, you thought you were done for the night.
I feel like your prostate's like, fine, here you go. Are you happy now? You happy we came? You spit out some cum and go to sleep, please. Jesus Christ. By the way, people got a kick out of uncork a bitch. Yeah. I got that tweeted to me several times. Jerking off drunk is a ambitious idea, to say the least.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, who do you think you are? Who do you and your dick think you are, sir?
I think it's just I'm in control. It's like when a fucking
it's like a power dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. I want to show him who's the dominant one. It's fucking me, buddy. Although sometimes he wins.
How many times do you think you've started to jerk off and been like, it's not gonna work?
Many.
Yeah, like hundreds, dozens.
No,
dozens of times.
50 to 100.
50 to 100 times.
Yeah.
You disappointed yourself.
Does that include times where you're like
50 to 100 times you had solo erectile dysfunction?
No, okay. So I'm counting like times where it was like I don't have time, or times where like oh someone's home, or
no. I'm talking like I want to but cannot physically fit.
Oh no. That's lower than that's sub 25.
Yeah, I mean I'm talking like single digits for me.
Yeah, I mean I get drunk more.
Yeah,
so I get the opportunity more often than you do.
That's such a funny thought. Because I also know how you roll. You're gonna be standing over the sink.
No.
Jerking, arms gonna.
No,
you know it's bad when you're. Has your arm started hurting? Have you ever switched over lefty?
No, I know that job. That thing's not getting the job done. Fucking worthless arm.
I think
I would be switching over to righty.
I had so many. You're a lefty jerker?
Yeah.
Do you throw lefty?
I right left-handed. No, I right left-handed and I jerk off left-handed, but everything in sports I do right-handed.
That's bizarre. I feel like whatever sport you do is what you should jerk with.
Nah, my right's all
I guess
fucking...
your finesse is your left. Yeah. I think when I had my shoulder injury so many times that I learned I can jerk off lefty.
Yeah, you're ambidextrous.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously it's not nearly as good, but I can do it. I'll get the job done for sure. Sometimes it's fun. Gives it a different grip, different feel. Where are we? Where? I feel like Charlie when he's huffing paint. What is going on up here? I don't even know where this question was. Oh, the weirdest thing you've ever done drunk.
Like nothing. Yeah. I unfortunately don't have an answer to that one.
I remember one time, just to relate to him, when I'm the One came out, I remember we were like obsessed with that song. Yeah. I put that song on and I like cleaned. I was home alone one night. Caitlin was out. And I put that song on and cleaned like my entire house and was probably like a housewife like jamming out to it. Like I put it on repeat, must have listened to it like 60 times. And I was just like Swiffering the floor and like, oh my God, just having a time with myself. That was the only time
Swiffering the floor?
I think that's the only time I've ever like danced alone. Like when people like dance like no one's watching, I'm like, who the fuck? What?
Oh, I dance like no one watching all the time.
You dance all alone? You dance alone a lot?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same dance I do in front of people. I don't have like this crazy thing. I'm just like...
But you'll just do that standing in your apartment?
I do it in the shower. I do it all over the place.
Just yesterday, I saw you. I wasn't even looking at him, and I just look up, and he's just dancing.
I was standing there squeaking a fucking marker, making a little noise, and just kind of dancing around like myself. Oh yeah, watch out!
Please, next voice, man.
Super quick hypothetical. My friends and I, we couldn't come up with a conclusion. It was 50-50 down the middle. Also, what's up, guys? KFC, everybody else. Would you rather spend an entire day with a rock in your shoe or with pants that are 2 sizes too tight? Let me know. Thanks, bye.
This is a no-brainer.
I will suffer the rock.
Oh, bro, I wear pants that are 2 sizes too tight all the time.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
I don't know what size pants I wear.
You really don't. You really don't.
Like it is a shocking thing when I put on a pair of pants that fit me. Be they too big or too small. I honestly, I'm going to tell you honestly right now, I don't know if I've ever worn a pair of pants that fit. like I've worn tailored pants, obviously. So like I've never worn a pair of pants that I bought myself.
Like
and,
off the rack sort of thing.
And like I don't know what size I am. I don't know. It's somewhere between 32 and 36.
Yeah, like the whole fucking world.
I wear
bro.
32s. I wear 36s.
I can't believe you wear 32s. You're a thick boy.
I don't got no ass, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
And it is like it's an ever ongoing fight I'm having with my body and my mind and just trying to figure out what size I am and things.
You have some sort of like dysmorphia where you're like. You don't even know your
It's
own
not
sizes.
dysmorphia. It's just I don't care about comfort. Like when people are like,
Yeah.
I've never been comfortable. Like I need clothes that are comfortable. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah, you're such a weirdo.
What is comfortable?
I like when
clothes
I
mean?
like
This
when I
T-shirt I'm wearing has been itching my back
Yeah.
all day. The moment I put it on, I was like, "Oof, that's itchy."
Why do you do this? Why do you do this to yourself?
I don't know.
I ultimately agree with you on the answer because like. I'm gonna be on camera. I'm walking around here. If you wear pants that are 2 sizes too small here, you'll be like the subject of stool scenes. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about? I've worn them a million times. No one notices.
But you dress like an asshole. If I came in all of a sudden with like these super weird tight pants, people would go, what the fuck's going on? Whereas the rock in your shoe sucks, but I will privately, quietly suffer the pain without having to endure the ridicule.
Dude, I have
But the rock in your shoe, man. You know what the problem with the rock in your shoe is? If you can't get it out for some reason, it's not even the rock that hurts. It's like you end up walking on the side of your foot to like not step on the rock.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, like your calf hurts because you're like flexing weird muscles and your feet are all out of whack. It's a whole fucking thing. A rock in your shoe will take out your back. You're like, oh, my lumbar's hurting.
Yeah, you'll
Why?
be
Got a
eating
rock in
dinner
my
that
shoe.
night. You'll be like, I gotta chew on the other side of my mouth to balance things out.
Exactly. Throws off the whole equilibrium, bro.
Dude, I have pants. I have pants that you can see my dickhead in, and it's just they're
Don't you wish you had my doctor?
They're patterned, so you just can't. People don't
Tell?
can't
Yeah.
tell. Like I'll be like standing here, something like on the show. I've worn them.
Your dick's
and
out.
I'll be like, boy, that's a clear cock right there.
Is it the plaid ones?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. You can
Yeah,
see
no,
it.
I can see your cock. I can see him.
That's just because those pants don't fit me, Kevin.
Yeah, but I bet you I'm one of the only people because you know what it is. It's like you're almost eye level when you do this. You know? So I'm just kind of looking at your cock pretty often. So I bet you that's
Is it the plaid ones?
that's like a work husband.
Like the
thing.
brown
Like,
plaid
I
ones?
know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're almost like a little bit of like a brown mustardy yellow type of thing. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
No, your dick's out. For sure, your dick's out.
I've definitely panned a camera up.
What?
I've definitely panned a camera up before.
Sponsors aren't gonna like this
Bro,
one.
don't do that. If you can fucking clearly see my cock from over there, do not pan up ever again.
People at home be like, I can see Feits' cock from home. It's like the Great Wall of China from space.
I'm wearing those pants
I can
fucking
see
tomorrow.
that.
I don't give a shit how hot it is. Those wool pants are coming on, and that camera's catching my dick.
See, now here's the thing. Okay, you have done something here, John, and I don't know. We might have to edit this out. Now, every time you wear those pants, you're gonna have a great cock day.
Yeah.
Because if I can't see your dick through those pants anymore, I'm gonna be like, he's having a bad dick day. his little pecker's not even poking through those plaid pants anymore. That's tough. You better have a dick out.
I'm gonna come in here sashaying in those pants one day. Everyone,
fight over the bell of the ball.
my dick,
The
go
bell of the
ahead,
ball.
I'll give a shit.
Your dentist at the gay night at the bar. Twirling around. Oh my god, that's funny. One more, or where are we at?
We can do one more.
Okay. Last voicemail. Let's do it.
Hey guys, it's Kelly from New York. I figured I'd stay on beat with the porn topics for the week.
Throwback.
So I just wanted to know, have you guys ever tried to replicate something that you've seen in a porn and had it fail miserably? And, I'm assuming the answer is yes. So I'd love to hear the stories from each of you. So,
Bro,
thanks,
did
guys.
she introduce herself as Kelly from New York? Come on.
Kelly
she didn't
Key.
even know us yet. Like
Kelly-
I've known that girl. I feel like I've known that girl for fucking 10 years.
It was around 10 years ago.
This is from 2014. November
2014,
12th,
so
2014.
7 years ago. Kelly Keegs calling in the show.
Kelly from New York. That's all I'm calling her from now on.
Kelly from New
Kelly,
York.
what's up, Kelly from New York?
I could tell that fucking voice of hers a million miles away. Have you guys ever tried to replicate something in porn? Because you know that means Kelly like that night was trying to do some shit. I remember Kelly at I want to say like KFC Radio 100. She was blacked out. She was like, "Yo, you ever try the pile driver?" I was like, "This girl's wild." We were at Saloon for like 10 minutes. She's like, "Yeah, I throw my legs over my head." I'm like, "You're fucking nuts, bitch." Have you ever?
Yeah, I
reenacted
mean,
something
fucking
before?
everything. I've tried to have good sex before.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's,
Didn't work out.
I'm trying to think of what's specifically gone wrong for me though.
I've tried to like flip someone over and I threw him out of the room.
I've tried to switch positions and I
like
gave
off
her-
the bed, through my bedroom door, into my living room where my roommates were.
It's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah.
Imagine one of Feidelberg's boys. He's just sitting on the couch. He's flipping around. All of a sudden, a door flies open, and a naked girl comes cartwheeling out. Like in the cartoons where they roll and there's like dust pile flying out, and she was just like, sorry, and like ran back in. That is crazy.
She honestly, she owned it. She gave it like a Tammy Taylor like twirl, and just came running back in the room.
See, that's a fun time. That is a fun fucking time. Tammy Taylor with her pussy out. Wow. I tried to flip from her on top to me on top, and I kind of did. Do you know one of Steve Austin's?
Oh, I got one.
Do you know one of Stone Cold Steve Austin's like moves? He does this thing where he'll throw you off the ropes, and then he picks you up like this, and he spins you, and he drops you on your back.
Yeah.
So I basically did that to her. Flipped her, I dropped her on her back, and she bounced up, and I came forward, and I smashed my head into her fucking face so hard, it sounded like a watermelon thwap against the ground. It was like this juicy, like, thwap, and her lip was so fucking huge, and she was starting a new job the next day.
No.
It was insanely bad. I mean, it was like her head hit the bed, her head bounced up, my head hit her lip, and it was just blood and guts and swollen, and she went to work the next day like, Honestly, though, she iced it for like 17 straight hours. We went out to the bar. We went to a wine bar. We were sipping on wine, and she just continued to ice it. And by like the miracle of God, it just like
went
down. I don't know how or why, but it was like the sex gods were like, "Don't worry, we got you." But that wasn't like I saw that in a porn. But it's like when you start to feel yourself a little bit, and you start to try to direct traffic and throw shit around, you know.
Dude, I did this. This one fairly recently. This one happened in the apartment that I lived in with Gaz and Lou, and I was having like sex in the bathroom, like having to hold her up, right?
The worst.
And then I decided like I'll try this important where he just like kind of throws her up onto his
the
shoulders. Yeah. So I
this guy's doing the clean press shit.
Oh my God. I can't believe I never told this story. So I throw her up onto my shoulders, and I'm kind of like eating pussy, but it was in the winter. And the radiator's out, and I just burn the tip of my dick on the radiator, and I start screaming into her pussy like,
holy shit! I've never told this. And you gotta understand, like obviously anybody can understand that on the basis level, but New York City radiators in the wintertime are no joke. Like 200 degrees.
Dude, it was
they are like melt your skin off hot.
The hottest. Honestly, I probably left some of my dick hit on that radiator.
Oh no, you definitely you that was like a little skin graft.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It was. I was just like, it sounded like a horror movie. Like I was getting strangled. Like they were trying to cover my mouth while they stabbed me to death, so I wasn't making too much noise. And somehow I got her down safely instead of like just throwing her through a door.
Yeah. And then I mean, you almost got to go on the DL for a little bit, right? Your dick is your dick was hard.
Didn't finish, but
was
like
your dick hard or soft?
I was hard. Not hard, but like
half chucked.
I was chucked. Yeah. I was like the worst possible it could be. Like it was hanging good,
right?
But it was still hanging.
Oh man.
And honestly, actually, I'm probably happy now that I think about it. I'm probably happy I was in that mode rather than fucking fully hard. Because if I was hard, I would have hit my balls would have been the one that hit it. Because it was like it just kind of hit the tip of it.
Oh, you were like underneath it almost, like it was like kind of below you, so like the bottom tip of your dick hit.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
thinking like you hit it side.
No, because it's like it was about this tall, and I kind of.
Well, that's a great question. Would you rather burn your balls on a radiator or your tip?
I don't know. Like, I'd rather get punched in the dick.
Well, yeah. That's not on the table. Yeah. That's clearly less than burning the flesh.
But I would probably. I mean, I don't know. I'm going back and forth. I think maybe now. Well, actually, now that I've seen it, like, look, a couple years past this.
Did you have any scar?
We're all good.
I didn't worry about scar.
We're all fine. We're good to go.
Because dicks are weird colors and shit. You know?
But knowing that my dick healed fine, I wouldn't want to go back and risk it with the balls.
Yeah, ball skin's weird. It's similar to tip skin, but it's even weirder. So it's more wrinkly and greasy and shit like that, you know? Time for our interview. We got Pete Lee on the show. We got our SLIQ Spirited Ice. That's the interviews brought to you by. Now, we put these out a little early, so they unfortunately melted. But you remember these, man. These were like the little icy ice pops. You cut the top and you pull it up like a toothpaste tube, and you get that icy flavored snow cone type of snack. And now SLIQ came out, and they made alcohol versions. So they've got the margarita version, the strawberry daiquiri, the pineapple daiquiris. They've got the mango flavored, the coconut and lime, all sorts of delicious, refreshing
The margarita
cocktails.
one's the big fire.
Margarita is fire because it's like a frozen margarita, but it's in the icy form where you can just chew on the the shaved ice, and you get a nice buzz going. These are where's the alcohol on it? It's like I want to say it's like many percent. 8% alcohol. 8% alcohol gets the job done, and it's in a refreshing summertime way. You're at the pool, you're at the beach, you're on the rooftop, you're outdoors, you're at the park. You want to cool off, you want to have a little snack along the way, and you want to get your buzz on. You got to get SLIQ Spirited Ice. Only 100 calories, only 14 carbs. It's the new way to it's a revolutionary way to consume alcohol. Forever.
It's the best when you wake up with a hangover.
Yes.
I cannot recommend it highly enough.
When you're hungover, you can't gulp something down without being like, but you need a little hair of the dog.
It's like, just enough alcohol to be like, okay, now I can go do things.
Yep.
And it's also refreshing.
And you can nibble on that ice, like when you have a queasy stomach, when you're sick. They tell you to just chew on some ice. It's the perfect way to get that alcohol in you. And so get all these flavors. Get a whole bunch of them. You're going to need them all summer long. Get yourself a big fat pack of SLIQ Spirited Ice when you go to your local liquor store, or go to SLIQspiritidice.com. That's SLIQ, spiritidice.com. Must be 21 or older. This ad has been brought to you by 21 Holdings, LLC in West Chicago, Illinois. Must be 21 and up to purchase and consume. Please drink responsibly. Sipping will never be the same. Let's talk to Pete Lee on KFC Radio.
Hold on. You left a voicemail?
Oh!
Save it.
Tell me the camera was on her face when you said that.
Yep.
Can I explain it?
No,
No,
we're going to listen to it, and then you can explain.
Are we going to do it now? Or save
Nick,
it?
fuck you.
We got to do it now.
Fuck you.
Because it's too yeah, we got to do it now.
Okay,
Nope,
can I?
nope,
No. I was really nervous.
Nope. You can explain after.
It's really dumb.
This is I'm sure it is. This is Jackie's voicemail.
And I got really nervous.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Let's see.
When you
Nick?
just searching people's...
Absolutely fucking.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Hi, KFC, Feits, BC. I have kind of am I the asshole, and also just a question. I was on a Zoom call the other day, and I had a nice shirt on, and then I stood up. Oh, this is for work. So I'm on a Zoom call, stood up, and then I had pajama pants on. And then my coworkers were making fun of me for wearing pajama pants. But I feel like it's weirder to wear normal pants on a Zoom call rather than pajama pants. So my point was that it's unnecessary it's weirder to wear normal pants rather than not. So I guess am I the asshole for wearing pajama pants, or is it weird? Is it weird I thought that everyone else is not wearing pants, or just like pajama pants. I didn't realize everyone was wearing like normal pants. I don't know. What do you guys think? Bye.
This bitch said pants like 600 times.
I told you, I got nervous.
But I will say this: I'm 100% on your side. I think it was way weirder if during the quarantine, if you knew you just had to be like neck up, that you would put on your like nice work pants.
Yeah,
Like, that's crazy.
yeah. Thank you.
No, so I'm totally on your side, but the way that you executed that was fucking ridiculous.
Nick literally, like, you guys were talking about searching voicemails. I was like, fuck.
We need to get everybody's number at Barstool and like start searching.
Yeah,
and see
I think I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, see who's left some voicemails before.
It's way too easy to do that.
Yeah.
It took like 2 seconds to find that. I was just sitting here like, hold on. Like, hoping she doesn't look up and see I'm typing.
That could have been way worse. I was hoping that it was.
No,
gonna
it
be...
wasn't that bad, but I do just remember ending it being like, I said pants so many times.
I need a pants counter on that. Ding, 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 ding.
I remember that only happened to me once in quarantine, and it was like on a Zoom with like Erica and Jen and like all the executives at the company, and it wasn't even intentional. I looked down halfway through the call, and I was sitting on my couch at the old apartment where I didn't have a desk or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was this close to being able to see below my belt. And I looked down, and I was just in boxers, and I was like, God damn.
Can't move.
And then for like the rest of the meeting, I was like, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up.
Don't pull a tubing. Yeah, but no, I'm with you. Pajama pants.
Thank you.
Made
I
more
knew you guys
sense.
would be.
Yeah. But you're still an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to that interview. Let's go. All right, let's do it. Pete Lee's here. What's going on, man?
Oh man, I'm here. I'm working Caroline's this weekend.
Okay.
I'm staying in Times Square.
Oh no, Pete. Where are you coming in from?
I live in Los Angeles. I
Okay.
live. I used to live here for 12 years, but now
Okay.
I live in the Pacific Palisades. I have like an ocean house that overlooks one of the best surf spots in the world, and then now I'm staying in.
Yeah, okay.
I know.
Great. I live in a fucking apartment. I walk up apartment in Mount Vernon, New York. Fuck you, pal.
Hey, George Washington. Right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Greatest
All right,
to
this
live.
guy knows his history.
Yeah, I've seen Hamilton. I know where he retired to.
All right, so 12 years.
Yeah,
12 years here, then out to LA, and now
Yeah.
you're back at Caroline's.
Yeah, I'm a little hungover. I went to the cellar last night and
Okay.
like drank until I don't know when. And like have you ever had one of those mornings where you wake up with pizza in your bed? Like I was eating pizza and I fell asleep, and then I woke up.
It's more often than not.
Yeah, you're describing a normal morning.
Yeah, I feel like we're really connecting. Like, it was so weird because I woke up and I was just disgusted. I was like, dude, you fell asleep eating pizza. And then I looked at the pizza and I was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, it's there for you, ready to go.
So that's our difference. Is I don't have that thought. I'm just like, fuck yes, cold pizza. This is perfect. This is exactly how I wanted it.
You just go full Homer Simpson. You're like, pizza, give me the pizza. Yeah, I literally woke up and ate the rest of the pizza.
Yeah,
But
how could you not?
I apologize that I'm a little hungover. Like I looked in the mirrors and I've like. This morning I have like Michael Jordan eyes, from The Last Dance. When you're like, you're my hero, and your eyes aren't the right
Bloodshot as
color.
a motherfucker.
Yeah, Michael Jordan's got to be the
was
richest
wild.
person with the worst doctors ever. Because I'm just a regular guy watching my team. Like, oh, he's jaundiced.
Yeah, you look unhealthy, Mike.
Put the greatest basketball player of all time on a list for a liver transplant because it seems like he needs it.
Yeah. Which also makes sense, though. By the way,
he's sitting next to a gallon of tequila while he does this interview. So it's all kind of checking out.
You know how? Think about how badly you got to treat your body to be one of the greatest physical specimens that have ever lived, and you drink and party so much that you're fucking looking like that by the time.
That's why
you're
I don't think athletes are real people.
Yeah, they're just.
I think athletes are because we've talked about this before. There are just so many stories of like Allen Iverson being at Denny's at 6 a.m. before a 1 o'clock tip,
playing high or
like
whatever. Yeah.
Chris Herron, who I'm from Massachusetts. Chris Herron's like a famous basketball player from Fall River. This is 30 for 30 on him, who like he dominated college basketball for a long time, and despite an opioid addiction and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, yeah, well, you're just born an athlete. You were born to do something that the rest of us could never do, no matter what you do to your body.
Could you imagine being at the top of your game with an opiate addiction? Yeah. Like I had elbow surgery from a surfing incident, and I took I don't know, it was like a 5, and I couldn't even get up off the couch for like 2 days. I couldn't even imagine being like, yeah, I'm gonna beat people off the dribble. And,
dude, I played high school basketball with a kid. Well, so his name Rob Delgado was his name. He was like a 21-year-old high school sophomore. One of those situations. I don't know how it happened. So maybe this is why, because he was playing against children and he was like a grown man. But he would play high as fuck. Would smoke like a whole blunt. You could see it. He was like. And he would put up, 35 points in a high school basketball game.
Oh my
God, it was nuts.
That's
here.
crazy.
I am, trying, busting my ass. I'm diving on the floor for loose balls and taking charges, taking it so seriously. And there's Rob Stone, just
just singing. Who's the baseball pitcher that they called the Freak? He was on the San Francisco, Lincecum.
Lincecum, yeah.
Remember when he got caught for weed in like the early season, and then he had the shittiest season because he was being tested nonstop.
Yep.
So I have a few Major League Baseball player friends, and they're like, dude, once you get into the playoffs, they test you once, and then you're fine. And then remember that year he was like lights out, and they were like, that's because he was super
Stoned.
high.
Yeah.
He got his medicine back.
Wow.
I don't know. I couldn't perform. Like literally, even stand-up comedy, like if I'm on stage and I'm high, I'm just like watching the crowd laughing, going, "This is weird. Like, this is so weird that we do this.
This whole ritual is a little strange, isn't it?
This is like kind of messed up. Like I don't know. Like,
dude, I've always thought you guys are freaks. You guys are crazy.
We
like,
are.
Like, I mean, it's like, don't get me wrong. I guess it's like anything else in life. Like, you got to go through the worst thing to get to the best. Because when you're up there and you're killing, I would imagine it's the greatest feeling. Like I really can't even think of a better feeling than like a whole room or a whole theater or whatever laughing at you. But the flip side is it takes you like 20 years of complete embarrassment and people shitting on you and clowning you and the most like emasculating shit ever to get there. I wouldn't do that once, let alone like 20 years of it, you freaks.
When the audience hates you, it's really terrible. And like I remember when I first moved to New York, because I'm like my whole my whole being is very Midwestern, and I'm like, hi, how are you? And New Yorkers are like, no, you know. And I would go out to Long Island, and the guys at Governors would book me, and I was like, why do you have me back? I suck every single time here. And they were like, we like to watch you squirm. It's really funny. And then finally, I just started like shitting on my niceness, and then Long Island was like, yeah, that's how we feel about you. But yeah, New York can have this thing where like you go up on stage and like you're bombing, and New York is like, we're comfortable if you're uncomfortable.
Right.
Like they don't, in the Midwest, they're like, we took a shower, like we're on a date, we went to dinner, like we wanna like you, like we're here to help. And New York's like, we're not here to help.
We fucking hope you suck.
We hope you suck, and like you eat balls, and then me and my chick talk about it while we're banging. You know, like
that guy sucked, right, honey?
That guy sucked. But yeah, when you're killing, it's literal, like it like releases whatever cocaine releases in your brain. Like I've always said, like I wish I could
really think about it. What compares to it, like in the world of like having because when you kill in like a movie, like an acting gig, it's like the audience is later, they're watching it at home or on theater, like right in front of you in the moment, people laughing and dying, and girls want you and guys want to be you, and like you have them in the palm of your hands. You feel like a god. It's like
you feel like a god, and like but it's so funny because there's always these like peaks and valleys to stand up. I'll tell you a story. So I used to be Michael Bublé's opener. You know, like
really?
The crooner.
Oh, do I know Michael Bublé? Yeah,
the most famous
I got 2 ears and a heart,
singer.
Pete. I know Pete. Michael Bublé.
Yeah, he's got a golden voice. He's from Canada.
Wait. He would do a musical act, but you would do comedy first?
I do comedy. He prefers a stand-up to open for him.
So that's a hell of a night.
Yeah.
Pete to stand up, watch Mike sing.
Yeah, it was great. So I remember, and like we would stand like the concierge floors of the hotel where you could go like steal meatballs before the gig. I was like, man, I'm living large. And this was back when I was just a feature act, like open up for other comedians. And so I was like, man, this is a life. It's never going to get better. Then I went to the Virginia Beach Funny Bone, and I was like, hey, where's the hotel? They're like, you got to come to the club to get the keys for the condo.
Yeah.
The night before, like there was this urban night, and like the feature act was still staying there from the night before, and I walk in and he's fucking a hooker. And like I was like, oh dude, like things have gone. I hope I could say that, but like, he's and he just turns to me casually like, oh hey dude, he's like, sorry I'm not out yet. And then the hooker was like, oh hey, and I'm like, hey, like, hey guys, and then
leave my bags here.
Yeah, and then he's like, I hope you don't mind. He's like, I stole the sheets because we ruined them, and so I had to take a nap before the gig because I was exhausted. And so I took my merch T-shirts and I laid them over
the dirty bear mattress.
Yeah, it was so awful. And then I like put T-shirt like the 3XLs on top of me and took a nap. And I was like, this is so terrible. So like the You get highs.
As
and
soon
then
as
you get lows.
I feel
Did
like
you sell
the-
those T-shirts afterwards?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it smells like a cologne.
Yeah, I did, and it was there was a lot more than just the T-shirt lint on that. I think there was some hooker dander on it.
I feel like the comedy world, like probably until you really officially make it, I would imagine those things come pretty close together. Like the moment you think you've made it, they just chop you right back down.
They chop you right back down. I've had so many of those moments. I remember. Oh God! So Mitch Hedberg was a friend of mine back in the day. And I got to go open for Mitch Hedberg. And then I had to go to a high school lock-in.
Yeah.
That was it was post-graduation. They didn't tell us this. The year before that, three kids had died partying on graduation. So then they were all punished by being locked into the auditorium.
Oh, wow.
And then we're the entertainment. And I wasn't.
I mean, that's the most. I hear comics all the time like it was an impossible crowd. Like it was a room that was never going to work. It was doomed from the start. That's literally an impossible
It's
crowd.
impossible. And
a bunch of high school kids with dead friends who've been locked in a room and aren't allowed to party.
Yeah.
Laugh.
And they gave them like children's party favor toys. So like they gave them all these Jackson Super Balls, and like this is like the internet generation. Like they don't care about Jackson Super Balls. So I'm up there, and they're just like, boo, screw you.
Yeah.
And then I just like chirped back at this one kid, and I think I called him fat. He was very fat. And all of a sudden, he just throws his Jackson Super Bowl. So there's like metal shrapnel.
Raining down
yeah,
on you.
like you know those big metal things on the beach of Normandy?
Yes.
Like that's what, they're just mini of those things. And they're just raining down, and then there's also Super Balls that are bouncing, and then all the kids just started chucking them. And the principal came out and she was like, children, they just graduated high school.
Yeah.
Children, or graduation was the next day. They're like, if you do not just shut up and listen to this comedian, you do not graduate tomorrow. And so they just sat there silently while I finished my 20 minutes.
Holy fuck.
The worst part was that like, I wasn't even the headliner of this gig. I was the opening act of the high school lock-in, and then the headliner had to go out there and just eat it. He just had to eat it for like an hour. It was so funny.
Oh my God.
When you're in that, like I've heard, like I think Rosebud and I think Sam Morril say like when they know they're not doing well, they're like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna burn this place down. Like I'm gonna make sure you remember me." Then,
yeah,
I would not be able to do that. I'd be like, I would just keep begging for them to like.
No,
me.
like please just laugh,
like, I'd be
guys.
like, come on,
Just
like,
clap.
are you like? Would you rather just napalm the place, or are you like gonna continue to be like, guys, please?
I hope you should have napalmed them. Be like, I'm happy your friends are dead. I hope all of you fucking die too. You assholes. You couldn't spare one fucking laugh for me. I hope you drink too much too.
I'll sneak you out the back door, give you a 30-pack and the keys to my car. Go fucking wrap it around a tree.
Who's laughing now, motherfuckers?
I'm just making car noises. Hey, you know what? I love trees. Yeah, that's where your friend ended up. In the trees. Happy Arbor Day, assholes.
See, that's what I would have done. Yep, fuck them. That's amazing.
Yeah, but I'm much like in real life. I'm much closer to you. Like I just wanted. I'm like they came out. They want to have a good time, and I'm like a Labrador Retriever. You know, like I'm just like like I I have a little bit of bite, but I just want to be petted. You know, like,
just like me, please. Yep,
yeah,
yep.
and so I suffer through I like smile through so many sets, and also like my comedy is just kind of all about like how much it sucks to be like a good guy. Like, you know, it sucks. And it's really a hard life, and it's like torture.
Yeah, it
to
sounds
go,
like it looking over the beach in the Palisades.
Yeah,
Opening for
that's
Full Play.
true, yeah.
Really, life really sucks, pal.
Yeah.
Seems to be working out all right.
Yeah.
No, but I do know what you're saying.
It's pretty great.
It's not sustainable. You know, it's one thing for a little bit of time, but for the long run, if you're the nice guy, you're fucked.
Yeah, like they say that comedy is one of the only jobs in the world where you have to go up to someone and ask them to get paid. And like I was with my friend Adam Conover. He's the Adam Ruins Everything guy.
Yeah.
And we're at the bar at the comic strip, and I was like, hey, JR, could I get my money?
my paycheck, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I felt like Milton from Office Space. Like my swing line staplers back there. Can I have it? And Adam goes, oh my God, everything is horrible for you, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, I don't
even ask for the money I rightfully earned.
Yeah, so it's that kind of stuff. But
so how the fuck do you end up in comedy where it's a world of like you have to win people over and desperately look for their approval and eat shit and bomb?
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't seem like a match at all.
No, and I've had therapists tell me that. Like my therapist is literally like, I have anxiety. I have an anxiety disorder. I'm now on Zoloft for it. It's great. By the way, I wasn't on Zoloft until like 3 days into the pandemic. I started it, and everybody was like, "Everyone's dying. This is the worst." And I'm like, "I've never been happier.
Feeling good today."
Like I have so much serotonin. I love it. Like I wore a mask just to hide my joy. It's like, everyone was dying, and I was like, "This is oh my god! I've never felt calmer." But yeah, I mean, like I think that it was like almost like immersion therapy where like I was scared. Like I would have panic attacks going to order a coffee someday, which obviously like the first coffee I had was probably the culprit of the panic attack. But like, so I think I was like, I got to do stand up because if I can do that, then I can be normal in the world. And then it just spiraled into this thing.
No, you can't be normal.
Just spiraled into this very successful career.
Yeah.
No, I can see how it goes south though too. Like you're
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a normal life at all. It could be fun. It could be great. It can be lucrative, but it's certainly not normal shit.
It's not normal. I mean, like, look at me today, though. Like, I'm literally sweating out a hangover, and like,
that's pretty normal.
It's pretty normal, yeah. But like, there's a reason. Like, people are like, "You're such a nice guy. You're so sweet." But like, you love scotch, and I'm like, "Yeah, I have anxiety."
Why do those things have to be exclusive?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
My therapist was like, "Don't drink on Zoloft because it'll amplify the Zoloft." I'm like, "Game on."
Shouldn't have told me that.
Yeah, this sounds terrific. It sounds absolutely amazing.
Wait, that's a real thing with Zoloft? You're not supposed to drink on it?
You're not supposed to drink on it. So like the first 3 months that I was on it, I like didn't drink, and then I like finally. My girlfriend is also in psychiatry, and she's like nerd. You can drink on it. Everybody does. And I was like, well, I was worried that I was breaking the rules.
How does that work? A girlfriend in psychology, like she always diagnosing you and analyzing you and all that shit.
Dude, I've been reading this self-help book just so I can start to win arguments with her.
Like it's some ammo, right?
There's this book called How to Do the Work by Dr. Nicole LePera, and my girlfriend just finished reading it, and I swear she's using it against me. So I'm going through, I'm like writing down vocabulary words. So like
checking what she highlighted.
Yeah,
right.
That was from chapter 7, you bitch.
Yeah, fragile male ego. Come on. She wins almost any argument with like, oh, that's your fragile male ego that can't handle a woman telling you that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? So it's such a trick to argue with a therapist because you have to remain so calm. You can't boil over because otherwise it's like Bill Burr talks about, like, we need to talk about your anger. That's my Bill Burr. Yeah. But yeah, it's also like that Bill Burr bit, like we're always working on me. Like there's never a time where in a fight we're going, hey, let's examine why you were upset with that, and where that goes to the core of you. I can't even get through that sentence, and then she's like, why are you deflecting? You're projecting onto me. It's not even my anger, it's your anger.
Stop
and I'm like,
gaslighting me.
Yeah, stop gaslighting me. Yeah. I sound like every girl on the internet who's like, you're gaslighting me. I'm on Instagram.
You're a narcissist.
You're a narcissist. By the way, these are my tits, and this is my journey.
So wait, tell me more about Bublé. How does that how do you link up with him, and then how does a night like that go? You party with Bublé afterwards? You sing Jingle Bell Rock and then hit the town?
Yeah, like he didn't really party afterwards, but like he had a fun like green room hang afterwards. And I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this story, but whatever. It's been like a decade removed. But either Bublé played this trick on me or all of his crew played the trick on me. Because I was like, dude, I just want to get a picture with him and I want to get my CD signed. And when I came off stage, he was like,
"This happened only 10 years ago. And you're getting your CD signed."
This was oh god, not 10 years. This was literally 2003.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And
that
so
sounds about right.
they were like, go into his dressing room. He's right there to sign the CD. And I walk in and he's just buck naked, and he's laughing. Like he just laughs, which I don't know. Maybe if somebody walked in on me, like I would just laugh. Like, ha!
Yeah. What can we do? Yeah.
And nice piece on that guy. Just want to give him credit.
Yeah, okay. Bublé's packing.
I feel like that's the best way to not offend somebody by telling a nude story about them. Just to
Nice
be like,
piece.
yeah, dude, he's packing.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
There's a reason why his voice is so deep. It's being tugged on from below. Oh, yeah, like birds flying high. But yeah, so he starts laughing, and then I shut the door and I run out. And then everybody was like, "Gotcha!" And then he came
Great
out.
fucking prank.
Yeah, he came out because he had just showered. Like he got off stage, he showered, and then he came out. He's like, "I got you, man." And then we all hung out and we had a drink backstage, and it was great. But I remember after that being like, "Dude, Bublé is the coolest. Like,
Yeah,
he's just the
that's a
coolest
cool cat.
dude in the world."
I went to a similar show once that was music and then comedy. It was Nas rapped and then Dave Chappelle performed.
Whoa.
So quite like you and Bublé. Yeah. You guys might be the ebony and ivory of those that setup right there.
Dude, I love that. I love Dave so. Dave is like he's
incredible. I mean, he's nuts.
Oh my god! The first time I ever met Dave, I was sitting at the Comedy Cellar table, and I'm just alone, and I'm on like the 7:00 show, and I was like the 7:15 p.m. set, so no other comics are there. There's almost nobody in the olive tree, and then Dave just walks in and he sits down across from me and he lights a cigarette. Indoors.
Yeah. Don't give a fuck.
In
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dave, can you smoke in here?" And he goes, "Dave Chappelle can smoke wherever he wants."
Wow.
And I was like,
balls on you to fucking say that,
Yeah.
to Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. And I was like, and I was like, "Well, I'm Pete," and he's like, "I'm Dave," and I was like, "I know that." And he's like, "Do you want a cigarette?" And I was like, "No, dude, it's Friday. Esti's here. She's gonna kill me. You know, like you can smoke here. I can't."
Yeah.
So he's just sitting there smoking. We're having small talk, and he goes, "Do you like parties, Pete?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love parties, Dave." And he goes, "Do you want to come to my party?" And I was like, "Yeah, Dave, of course I want to come to your party. Like, of course I do." And then he gets up and he goes, "All right, see you at the party." And I was like, "But Dave, you didn't tell me where. You don't even know my last name. Like, how am I going to go to your party?" And he goes, "It's handled." And then he walked away. Later on that night,
By the way, I can see and I can hear him saying everything in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
story.
Everything.
You like parties? You want to go to a party?
Yeah.
It's handled.
It's
All
handled.
those things I can hear in Dave Chappelle's voice.
Yeah, and then Val from the Comedy Cellar comes up. She goes, "Hey, Dave told me that you can come to his party. We can bring a guest." And he's like, "Bring a guest," and it's at the Box on Monday night. And I was like, "What's the Box? I don't know."
Oh,
And-
the
yeah.
box.
Yeah. So I get there for Dave Chappelle's party, and it's like absolutely like amazing. The opening act at the Box. I don't know if I can talk. Like, yeah.
Let it
Oh, you can say anything you want.
There's 4 acts to the Box, which first of all, I just thought it was a great party with like great cocktails and food. And like Dave Chappelle got up and gave us. He's like, "Comedians, this is your night. I invited all the comedians because you can't afford this, and I want to give you an experience that you can afford." And I wanted to be like, "Dave, you could have given us health care.
Cash value, please.
Yeah. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Dave." So I remember we're just sitting there. I'm like, "What a great music, great party." Then this opening act comes out. There was a show. I didn't even know that there was a show. The opening act comes out. And she gets out there. These are her words. She's like, "I'm a little fatty," and I was like, "I think your body's okay. Like, I really, you know, I'm from
You should
Wisconsin.
have a positive body image.
Yeah, I'm from Wisconsin. You look like all my aunts, you know." And she just gets naked, starts slapping her pussy. I was like, "That's not good. That can't be good." Then she leans back, pours a bottle of like 151 in it. Gets fire, or like a guy comes out, hands her those fire breathing sticks,
Yeah.
and then she queefs fire out of her hoo-ha. And I was going, Dave Chappelle is the best. Do I want to?
You're right, I can't afford this.
Yeah, if Dave Chappelle invites you to a party, go, because it's going to be absolutely
that's the opening
insane.
act.
That's the opening act. The next parts were just crazy. There was this lady on a trapeze with the best body that I've ever seen, just like swinging over me, and I was just like, I can't believe that I'm getting like, you know, like old dirty man with a cane with a mirror on it, just trying to get upskirts.
Yes.
I was getting that just from like, she seems really nice. Like, but yeah.
From what I've heard about the Box, and I've never been, but I've had friends go, "I'm surprised she wasn't like pissing on you."
Yeah,
as she's
that's
walking
like
back
the
and
light.
forth.
That was the light routine. I've never been
Yeah.
either, but the one story my friend told me, same thing. There was like 4 acts, and I don't remember all of them, but I remember the second to last act. Guy came out with a guy or a girl, I don't know, came out with a pizza box and just took a shit in it. Just opened a box and shit in it. And then the finale was, I think it was a transgender who took a belt and like tied off their dick and balls, and then took like a needle, like a hypodermic needle, and jammed it in his dick.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if it was a real dick, a real needle, or a fake needle, but like
Whoa.
jammed it in and then just like collapsed on the fucking stage. And
Oh my
everyone was
God.
like,
I'm also so happy you told your story first because apparently you're the friend who told me about the dog.
Yeah, that's
those are the two acts I was gonna tell.
It was me. My buddy Connor went there. Yep. Yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm just imagining Barstool Dave finding that pizza box and being like, "All right, you know the rules. we got one bite. Oh shit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Imagine that. I mean, I would hope that was. I mean, anybody can shit in a box. Come on.
Yeah, that's
Didn't even put any effort into it. Tying off your dick and shooting a needle into it, like, okay, you're showing me something. Shitting in a box, anybody can do that.
Anybody can
Although,
do that.
actually, you know what?
I completely
Wait a
disagree.
minute. I think I take that back completely. I think shitting on command is actually really, really hard.
It's I mean, like she
In
must
front of an
be
audience?
holding that in for long. Like you gotta
have it, like-
prepare. You gotta prepare.
You
for
gotta
that
know, like-
longer than you prepare for like
Right.
a baseball game.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You got, I got to eat at this time, and like you got to probably have everything on a schedule.
Yeah.
Have my coffee like 45 minutes before, and then bam, I shit on stage.
Yeah, you got to somehow not blow while walking out there because if you're that
Right.
ready, you
Oh.
got like, yeah, you. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You must have somebody like dog walk you beforehand. You know when dogs do that little like wiggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I
Wow.
mean,
And then you have the pressure. Like I'm at like a comedian. Like when you're watching someone who's in front of you, like run over their time, you're probably like, "What the fuck? This guy's running over his time." At least you're not about to shit your pants.
True.
Yeah, like,
Right. I got to get on stage
get
right
off
now.
the fucking stage.
Right now. All of a sudden, your act just becomes I shit while coming up.
yeah. If it was me, I'd have to be out there with my Instagram going, okay, this relaxes me. Heart shape. Sorry, guys.
I
I'll
need
be.
the squat. I need that the little
be
the little
right there.
stand thing you put your legs up on.
Yeah, does this pizza box have a bidet? Because that's what I'm used to.
Are you a bidet guy?
No,
I feel like the bidet has had a major resurgence. I bet you if you look at the timeline of the bidet, it was probably like, I don't know. I feel like that back in the day they used to use it for
I wouldn't even call it a resurgence. I don't think it ever.
An
It just,
arrival?
it came to America.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it's
is that what? It's
very
more of a-
European.
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like the Statue of Liberty came to America.
Came over on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, now it's like
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Is what the bidet's saying now.
I mean, the amount of people, podcasts, and everyone hawking tushy and stuff. It's like we are just openly like, let's talk about blasting our assholes with water, folks.
Yeah, I have a joke that I say in my set. Not that I'm like running a joke on you. That I don't want water squirting there because my butthole is not a cat that needs to get off the kitchen counter.
That's enough.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like I was in Japan one time and I tried a bidet because I was.
They've always had it, right?
They've
That's
always
been
had
their
it.
thing for like the longest time, right?
They have the toilet seat that's warm already, which is weird in like a public restroom. And then I was like, all right, I'll try this. And I just remember because like when water squirts there, and like if you squirt water at a pile of dirt, there's gonna be dirt spray everywhere. And that was exactly what happened to me. So I was like wiping butt cheeks. Sorry, this is bad.
Brother.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's not great, and I don't know. I think that
And then you dry wipe after that.
I've
then
never
bidet?
used a bidet.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
you're supposed to. It's just like it basically turns your toilet paper into a moist wipe.
That's what I'm saying.
So just use a moist wipe.
Right.
Just
It is
use-
kind of strange that we clean up babies with wipes, and then we get to a certain age, and we're like, we're gonna go dry.
Yeah.
Why don't we just keep that going?
Because it doesn't get smushed into us because we're not wearing diapers.
True, but like still, you're always gonna get cleaner with like some sort
Yes,
of wet.
for sure.
And we just decide as we're adults, we'll get less clean.
Yeah, I'm not sponsored by them, but I use Preparation H, and not because I have hemorrhoids, but because it's the Cadillac of wipe. I also saw that you guys have dude wipes in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I endorse those.
Wait, what
But,
do you do with the Preparation H?
Preparation H has like a pack of wipes. That
so
are-
it's like medicated wipes.
Yeah, it's medicated
okay,
wipes,
Got
but
it. I thought
they're
you said you
so-
put that on and then wipe. I was like, you are a kinky motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, I really
Picked that up from that hooker and fucking.
She was like, while you're here, I have a suggestion. But no, they're just so soft. They're the Cadillac of wipes. I always say like it's like a birthday party for your butt crack. Like it really is. It's great. I didn't mean to make it weird, but
Again, brother, it's not weird here.
But yeah.
We had Bobby Kelly in here earlier, and I literally had to walk out and throw
He
up.
puked.
So don't worry, you're not even close to touching
Dude, what are you doing wiping your hands with that stuff? Dude. Oh my God. Can I
He's the
tell you a
best,
funny
man.
Bobby Kelly story?
Please do.
So Keith Robinson had a stroke, right?
Mhm.
And Keith was probably like maybe a third of the way back, and he's still like shaking and whatever. And I'm eating my chicken dinner at the Comedy Cellar, and Keith has these Altoids mints because it like helps him get the feeling back in his face. It's like a functional. I just had a stroke.
That's when you know the mints are just too goddamn strong.
Yeah, they're too
curiously strong. It's like cure your fucking stroke strong. That's crazy.
Keith had a stroke, and so Bobby was like, he's like, I'm sick of your mints, stupid, and he dumps them in my food and then stirs it around. And I was so hungry that I was like still just picking around the mints and like yeah.
What an asshole move. I'm gonna ruin the stroke guy's medication, and I'm gonna ruin this guy's meal. Fuck you guys.
And then Bobby was like, fuck you, I'm going downstairs to do my set. And then Keith was like, Petey, do you want to have some fun? And I was like, I always want to have fun, Keith. And he goes, come on downstairs with me. So Keith always has $1,000 in his pocket, in like hundreds. And we go
something
down,
to note if you run into Keith on the street.
Some Sinatra shit.
Yeah. So Bobby's on stage. He's got his button-up shirt, or he's got his button-up shirt with T-shirt underneath it. Very Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother. And Keith walks in and he's like, hey asshole. And Bobby's like just doing a set. He's like, Keith, what are you don't interrupt people at the Cellar. And Keith goes, no. He goes, I have an offer for you. And he goes, and he takes the money out of his pocket. He goes, 100, 200, 300, all the way up to 1,000. And he goes, this is yours if you can button your shirt. And it will stay buttoned for 1 minute.
No.
And it was one of those ones with cowboy snaps. And Robert was like, fuck you, I can make this happen. Like, you think I'm that fat that I can't button my shirt? He buttons the shirt, and I mean the buttons are like and Keith has the timer on the iPhone. It gets to like 17 seconds and is like and they start going off like firecrackers. And Keith was like, thanks for giving me this $1,000.
That's unbelievable. That is great.
So how do you have all like you know fucking everybody?
I know everybody. Yeah, I'm like friends. It's funny because like
how old do you think Pete is?
I don't know because when you said like
could
you
tell
used to be
me
friends with Mitch Hedberg,
a whole range.
like,
Got the salt and pepper going.
I got salt and pepper.
Have an accomplished career. There's got to be.
How old's Luke Bryan?
Oh, I don't know.
You look like Luke Bryan.
He does have a Luke Bryan vibe. Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna go.
You have a very strong Luke Bryan vibe.
I'm gonna go 42.
I was gonna say 43.
Ding ding ding.
Wow.
Price is right. You did it.
Wow.
Come on down.
All right, so I guess I do know how old he is, but
yeah, I'm 43.
But I only guessed older because of things you've told
yeah,
me.
if you didn't tell me you knew all those people and I didn't know about your career, I would not think you're in your 40s at all.
I mean, it's really just all of the moisturizers I buy in the Pacific Palisades while I live by the ocean. No, I don't know. I've been doing comedy since I was 20, so I'm 23 years into it. So you've kind of met a little bit of everybody, and I'm friends with everybody. But yeah, it's weird. Like I'm like the nice guy at the Cellar, and like there'll be times like they all shit on me and stuff. You know, like it's great. I love it. Like when. I remember Mike Birbiglia was like, "Oh, that table. Sometimes it makes me sweat." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? They're giving me bits. Like if Keith Robinson finds something about me that's just horrible, like I can literally take that on stage.
Definitely.
Hey, Keith, can I have that?
Yeah.
You found a way that I'm lousy. All right, let me take that
For sure.
Perfect.
I'll take it any day. But yeah, so I don't. I think comedians are kind of like pro wrestlers, you know. We're all freaks that don't seem like we would like be in the same tribe,
right?
But we're all the same. We're all a little bit crazy.
Yeah, that's actually a great point because you know, like the old black guy can be cool with the young white dude, and the girl can be cool with this guy, and like because you just have the same. And I think it's because what we were saying earlier. It's like everybody respects anybody else who goes through the fire, you know?
Yeah. I was at the stand last night and I met this young comedian and she's like, "Hey, my name's Elle," and I was like, "You're a comic." I just knew it. I could just set like
feel it. Yeah.
I could feel the pain.
Yeah.
I feel like a psychic. Like I can feel your pain.
Yeah. So now you got the new special.
Yeah,
it's all dark and pleasant.
Yeah, we taped it on Showtime, and it was one of those things where I got the call in October of last year. So like, I mean, think about how much things have changed pandemic-wise in 2 months, right? Like, you know, like things in October, it was like there's no vaccine, it's not opening up, things are getting worse and worse and worse. Like they were preparing for like a third spike, and then my manager calls and he's like, "Dude, I got you a Showtime special. you got to go out on tour hardcore and like tune up for this. And I was like, okay. So I went out and I was basically getting COVID tested like 2 to 3 times a week. Like I'd get tested before I flew out. When I got to the town, like I just couldn't believe I wasn't catching COVID. Like, like you know me, I'm a people pleaser. So like if a guy came up and was like handshake guy, I just scrubbed up. I sanitized. I mouthwashed every night. I was like, maybe that'll work. I should have just done like a neti pot of mouthwash. I don't know. But
I mean, I feel like if it's in your mouth, you're pretty fucked. But whatever. You know?
It's probably, it's probably pretty bad. By the way, they swab you way deep. It's like if you have COVID in here, you have COVID in here.
Yeah, right.
If we can't be 6 feet away, like this is why can't they just go?
Dude, whenever they did that, I would also uncontrollably sneeze. When I sneeze now, I do like minimum 6.
Yeah.
And so that's in there. And so I'm like, okay, I really hope I don't have it because after this thing goes up there, it's going fucking everywhere, babe.
It's going everywhere. So we taped it at the Tempe Improv because Arizona does not give a shit.
They didn't slow down, not even a little speed bump. They just kept going pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I mean Tempe and Phoenix and Scottsdale, they're the new Vegas, man. They really are.
Like fuck daylight savings and fuck the coronavirus. We don't follow any goddamn rules.
Yeah,
man.
they're like we never closed.
Like they really never did. I think they ramped up. I think they were like purposely like we'll pack you in here.
Yeah, so
what's capacity 500, but give me 600.
It was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like, and I think for for like SAG rules, I'm going to tell you, it was totally socially distanced.
Of course.
It was, like somebody couldn't even do this.
No way, Jose.
Even couples, married couples, they wouldn't let them sit together. It was so distanced. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It was so.
Were you
crazy.
like uncomfortable?
Oh no, I was because I had my vaccination appointment a week later, and I was like, I just know that I'm gonna get COVID a week before I get vaccinated. And
I'm just resigned to this. So
I'm just like, this is gonna happen. Yeah. And after the special, I was hugging everybody. Like I got tested, I didn't get COVID, I got vaccinated, and now I'm like, fuck
now it's rock and roll, baby. Yeah.
My neighbor Howie just got COVID, and like he's acting like he's special because he has COVID.
Now, bro, it's like,
no.
Listen,
that was a year ago.
I was gonna say I would be shedding tears and calling in to check on you maybe a year ago.
Well, I would say once like July hit, I was like, if you get COVID now, you're fucking loot. Like,
Johnny come lately over here.
Yeah, we're not wearing ribbons for you. Like,
we're not banging pots anymore.
Yeah, we're not.
That shit.
You're not. But he's like, oh, I got COVID. Like I've been joking around about that on stage about like how he thinks he's special. I'm like, no, dude, you're in the past. Like I looked at him like, are you using a BlackBerry right now? like, that's how lame
COVID,
you are.
You got BlackBerry.
COVID. What's wrong with you?
Is it new material or like were you ready to do this and then COVID stopped it or what?
There's a lot of new material in it. I kind of did like a greatest hits because I've been on the Tonight Show a bunch of times, but like a finite amount of people see that, and I feel like Showtime. I think they have 80 million people worldwide that have their platform.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I need to bang this out and have it be the strongest possible stuff. Some of my fans are gonna watch it and go, "Oh, I've seen this bit before," but then this one's new.
Yeah.
And, it's such a weird thing because you want to save your new stuff for like the next special, but my brain's just like, do it. Like if it kills and it makes you feel.
You
good,
never
you gotta
know
do it.
too. I don't know. You get hit by a bus, man. Do
Yeah.
it. Like make sure your next one's your best one.
Yeah. There's no guarantee of another special.
And you know what? I think the people who will know like all your jokes are probably your diehards who like don't really care.
Yeah.
And then if you haven't heard that joke, then good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they probably tuned into it with their friend being like, I wanted to see the dresses with pockets bit.
Yeah.
Or like, I
you
need
go.
you to see
Right,
this one.
right.
So, yeah, so now I'm working on a new hour. Since, like, I gave myself a week of just drinking and being an idiot, and then I was like, now I got to get to work. I got to write the next hour. And I've never had that before. Like, I'm friends with all those guys that they dump new hours every year, and they got to start over. And it was hard at first. Like I'd go up around LA at all these secret speakeasy shows and all these outdoor shows and just eat my ass. But I was like committed to it, and I was just like totally committed to it. And then now it's like, so my special premieres on July 9th, and so my goal was to have a new hour by then that I could tour with and start getting ready for the next special. And it's like already,
Jesus Christ.
It's not done, but it's like. My hour's really great.
Yeah.
So I know that I'm going to add in more stuff.
Is your first special or first hour kind of like your... So like I compare it to maybe television writing. Like when True Detective came out, the dude who wrote that, he said he was working on that like almost his whole life. Like he had this idea, and so like for like a decade he was, and then they were like, okay, you had a hit. Now we need season 2 in like 8 months.
Yeah.
And he was like, last one took me 18 years because I was always thinking of all these different wrinkles and shit like that. So is that like your first best hour is probably got to be a lot of material from, you know, when you first started, right? And then you have to do another one in a year. It's like
it's a
totally
life
different process.
it is your life's work.
Yeah.
And it's your life's work mixed with stuff that you're currently doing that is good. And I remember
want another one.
Yeah, they want another one. But the thing that I try to trust in that is that I'm the best comedian that I've ever been, and I'm better at writing than I used to be. So I should be able to write bits that are better than that now.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, there were mornings where I woke up. Do you guys ever just wake up and the first thing your brain's just like, let's be mean to you right away?
Exclusively that.
I exclusively wake up with pizza in my bed that I ordered drunk the night before and a mean brain.
Yes.
And a mean brain.
Yeah.
For the first month of doing this and just eating shit on stage with the framework of this, I'd wake up and be like, dude, you're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to do it. And then a few months later, I just got more stage time. I started touring with it. It started killing. Because there'll be it's not that the bit's not funny right away. It's that it doesn't have enough meat in it. Like it'll have like one great punchline, and then you're trying to figure out how to fill it in. And then usually the funniest part of it, you don't even find it until you're on stage messing around.
Right,
and
when
then
the audience reacts.
Yeah, and you figure out how to bring it to a boil. But yeah, it's been my journey. But I don't know, like but it's also, you know, I'm talking about it like it's all serious, but it's also just playing, you know, like we're like we do this stuff for a living because we just get to play. We
just had this discussion about how it's like it's easy, but it's not. You know, it's not really like it's not respected. It's not hard, but it is really hard, and it's this weird, you know, very unique thing that it's like kind of it taxes you mentally and emotionally, but at the end of the day, it's not brain surgery. So where does it fall? But
yeah, what is it? Because it is hard to be witty. It's hard to come up with stuff. Even just what we've done, just riffing and stuff like that. Your brain is firing so fast to flow and to connect and all that kind of stuff. It's hard work, and and afterwards you kind of like slump down. I can imagine. My girlfriend, she had to give a speech at a wedding. And she always gives me credit for working pretty hard and whatever, but I remember,
shocking.
Yeah, shocking.
Where does she have a sister?
No, she has a brother.
All right, fine, I'll do whatever it takes to get a little appreciation.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gay, but he is rich. So,
I am now.
So he could provide a really good life for you. But anyway, like my girlfriend had to give a speech at a wedding, so she basically went up and like gave the speech, and I helped her punch it up, and she killed. You know how when you go to a wedding, like the maid of honor, it just sucks. When we were at camp and I cried.
Oh man, I love them when they're reading the paper and they're like they need
just shivering with the paper.
Yes.
And then the best man gets up there and he's like, "Yeah, this dickhead." I remember when
he's fucking a hooker
in Tijuana. So like. But she got up there and crushed the maid of honor speech harder, and like the best man couldn't even follow it. And I was like, yes, like
goal, mission accomplished.
Oh my god, yeah. But she got done, and she was just like slumped in a chair, like I am so exhausted right now.
That's what, like 3 minutes.
It's 3 minutes, and she's like, I can't believe you do that for an hour. She's like, oh,
over and over and over, every night after night after night.
And it's an adrenaline cycle. Like I didn't realize till the pandemic that I was addicted to adrenaline at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock and midnight every single night, and then. Like sometimes I'd take Ambien just to go to sleep because I'm like up. Like after that last set I crushed and I'm all excited. And so yeah, I mean it's really taxing on you physically to do what we do, to be funny, to have your brain light up all the cortexes. I'm not smart.
No, I know, yeah.
I remember like when we first started talking to Stefano, and he was even talking about just like podcasting. And he's like, yeah, like I stopped going up so often because he started doing. I think he was doing History Hyenas at the time, but like now he's doing
Crazy
Chaos, and Hey Babe, and he's like, I just stopped going up so often because like that was fucking hard, and I was like, I couldn't, I was too tired later in the day because of the
imagine
podcast.
just doing like what we do in the day, and then you get up at like a late spot at night, and you got, I mean, it's
Yeah.
And again, people who are digging ditches are like, whatever, pussy. It's like, but I promise you, if you were to do this, you'd be like, holy shit, I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, you always have to save some. It's like a marathon runner. Like you got to have some in the tank for the last 6 miles. Like I'll go. Like my girlfriend will come with me on trips, and she'll be like, all right, so we're gonna go for a hike, and then we're gonna take a surf lesson, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and I'm like, I have to do a show. I have to do 2 shows tonight, and she's like. So
that's one thing. Who was it? Mark Norman was talking recently. Like he went on vacation with his girl, and like scouted out the comedy club and did a couple sets like on vacation. I'm like, oh man, I could see many girls complaining about that.
Yeah.
We're on vacation together. Like, I'll see you. I'm going out for a couple hours to like that.
And Mark's like, comedy. Comedy. Oh my God. Mark he's one of my favorite people in the world. I remember like years and years ago, we were driving to this gig in New Jersey. It was just like a shitty bar show. And Mark's like, I'm just trying to find my voice in comedy. And I was like, dude, you have one of the most unique
distinct voices in comedy.
Comedy. He sounds like an old timey pickle salesman.
And then that laugh, that like I'm like, is that real or fake? What's going on here? Did somebody pull a string out of your back?
He's like, yeah, I'm not Jewish. Everyone thinks I am.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I have an idea why, Mark.
Yeah, stunned that he's not Jewish. That's insane. He's not.
Every single time I'm at the cellar, like the server will come over and be like, "Hey, you finished with your dinner?" Mark's like, "Oh, hey, I'll eat that cauliflower." I'll eat that. He never buys his own dinner. He eats other people's dinners, and he's like, I bought an apartment that way, a New York City apartment. I bought it off of that money. You're wasting a whole lot of money. Like
again, I can't believe he's not Jewish. All right, so the specials, what, July 9th? You said?
July 9th. And
on Showtime?
It's specials on Showtime. If you're out there, tell a friend. I'm looking at that camera. Tell a friend, tell an enemy. I don't care. Like, call up somebody you hate and be like, watch this fucker.
Anybody, yeah. I don't give a shit who it is.
Tell an acquaintance, just like tell 2 people. That's all. That's all I care about. And I'm soft, so watch it with your girlfriend. Invite a girl over to watch it with you, and she'll be like, "This is funny." And I'm like your mom's favorite comic. How many people come up to me and they're like, "My mom loves you."
I actually saw a screener, so have your girl watch it instead of Law and Order one night.
Yeah.
That is. We talk about that all the time. Like, girls are so obsessed with it's Law and Order and it's true crime podcast.
Love it.
And it's like, you're getting killed. It's just reason for you to be terrified at all
the world.
times.
Yeah, everything in the world.
Like, it's somehow definitely deep in like some deep dark places they don't want to talk about. It's turning them on.
100%.
There's no other reason that
They
it would do.
have to.
It's releasing something into their brain that turns them on, and they're just obsessed with it. And like, guess what? I'm not the kind of guy who's gonna murder you. So I guess this goes back to it's tough to be a nice guy.
Nice guy. They don't want to fuck you because you're not gonna murder them.
Yeah, my girlfriend, she'll be like, I don't know why I had nightmares. I'm like, do you think it was your ladies' murder show you watched before you closed your peepers? And she's like, no, it must have been the olives on the pizza. I can't eat olives. It triggers an enzyme in my blood. It gives me nightmares. I'm like, by the way, that's how my girlfriend's...
Serial killers dancing in your fucking head.
Yeah, so my girlfriend used to be a prison psychiatrist.
Oh my god.
So she'd wake up, and then like I'd wake up after she had left for work, and Forensic Files would be on, and then she'd come home and she'd watch like murder documentaries, and then she falls asleep to the ominous tones of Forensic Files, and so I would see her and I'd go, wake up, murder, fall asleep, murder, go to work, murder, like it's just like a rap song.
She's a hardcore
all day murder.
Man.
Yeah,
that's like the pinnacle of the true crime girl. She is the queen of that shit, man.
Dude, like some of her stories that she would
She's
tell
gonna
me.
kill you. She's gonna murder you.
We do have guns. I'm like, don't hate me, but I'm liberal and I have guns.
Wow.
I have a really crazy, scary stalker, and so I was like, I went on and I bought a 6-hour P226, and I go to the range. I love shooting guns.
How serious has the stalker gotten?
We have a restraining order and
Do you know who it is and everything? It's not anonymous. You know,
I know
like,
exactly who
government
he
name
is.
and everything. Shit.
His trial starts in 5 days, so we're just So I like it. Here's how crazy I am. So he's tried to come into our house before or whatever. This
is just like a crazed fan who just doesn't like your shit or something. Like
he's a guy,
or it's like someone from your life, or just a fan.
No, he's a crazy guy who has bipolar and schizophrenia, who also lives in my neighborhood, who is also a fan of mine, and he had previously only attacked women, and then he sees me and he's like he knew my comedy, and then he just like latched on.
Attacked women, but was free.
He's rich. He's rich and white.
Yikes!
And,
That's a scary fucking combo.
Yeah, if there's any proof that there's racial injustice in the system, it is. I mean, there's a lot of proof.
I was gonna say
there's a lot of proof.
if there's any proof, I think we got a lot of proof.
There's just a lot of proof. It's super easy to Google and get your hands on it. But like this kid being white and rich and having got away with everything.
This kid, how old?
He's 30.
Oh, okay.
I call him a kid.
No, yeah, because
like,
he's an asshole. But
yeah.
I wasn't. If he was like 18 or something.
He's just, but so he's still free. So like literally next to my bed, they sell these things that like you put basically like a magnet mount to your gun, and then underneath my nightstand, it's like the cell phone thing for your car that goes like shunk, or the whatever,
right.
whatever the
kid sticking to his arm, the vax people,
whatever that is. I literally have a magnet mounted Sig Sauer because he's threatened to come in and he's tried to come in and it's
how
like,
badly do you want to kill him?
Oh gosh.
How badly would you love a like self-defense? I get to
Just
fucking
give me the true like the Clint Eastwood, like give me a reason.
right, right, and you are totally like safe, and you know, oh man,
make my day.
Here's when you ask that question. Here's the question I heard, Pete. How badly do you want to lose this court case right now?
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
No, I wish him the best. I want him to get help and just leave us alone.
Yeah, for real shit.
No,
man.
he's a piece of shit.
Fuck that guy.
Before we leave, I do have to ask you one thing. Like, how did I love Mitch Hedberg. I actually had a class in high school. In college, where it wasn't a Mitch Hedberg class at all. It was. It was called The Daily Show, and we were supposed to write bits, and we never did it. We just watched Mitch Hedberg clips. Like the teacher was also obsessed with it. Like we would just get into class and watch YouTube Mitch Hedberg clips.
Oh my
god! So
God.
could you give us a Mitch Hedberg story?
Oh yeah. So like I remember he first came to Acme in Minnesota. And he was just hanging out in the green room. I was like, man, you're just the best. I can't believe that I'm friends with you. And then I get emotional talking about Mitch because like he was a real good friend, and you know obviously he died. But anyway, he was like, he came up to me the next week and he was like, hey Pete, and I was like, dude, do you remember my name? And he was like, well, you said we're friends. Like he's like you said I can't believe I get to be friends with you. He's like, we're friends now. And I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. So we'd hang out like. I'd go open for him here and there, just a great guy. And then I was in Montreal for the Montreal Just for Last Comedy Festival, and this like little Minnesota couple came up to me, and they were like, our son told us that if we could ever come watch you, that we would really like you. And I just gotten done with New Faces. I was like still sweating, and I was like, oh, who's your son? And they're like, Mitch Hedberg.
Oh,
and
fuck.
it was the anniversary of his death, and so they had him up there to honor him. And give his parents this award, and I just started crying. Like
that's like the biggest, best cosign you can get from a legend. you know?
On the spot, I just started crying, and I hugged his parents, and like we all cried together. And I was like, that is so beautiful. So that's kind of a sad story. A funny story was we used to be in this death pool at Acme, and like all the comics, it'd be like me, Hedberg, Stanhope was always there. Like all the local comics would be in it. And I remember I'm sitting next to Stanhope, and we're picking celebrities that are going to die. And Stanhope is like, Mitch Hedberg.
Oh, no. Fuck.
And Hedberg was like, oh, that's cruel, man.
Yeah.
That's really cruel. You know I'm not doing well. And then Mitch died that year. And, and like, as sick as
This is the funny story.
Yeah, this is the funny story.
It is funny as shit.
It is funny, but like as sad as it is, when Mitch passed away, we were all crying and whatever, and like that was the thing that makes comedians laugh. Like,
Yeah.
you remember when Stanhope picked him in the death pool, and like Stanhope
came
is
to collect.
Stanhope is literally in the lead now because of this.
That's amazing.
But,
I love it, dude. You're a funny ass guy, obviously, if you're getting the cosign like that. So July 9th, Tall, Dark, and Pleasant. Go check it out on Showtime. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys
Pete.
so much. I'm
Absolutely.
big fans. This is like I'm living inside of the content that I like. This is so
I
cool.
appreciate it.
That
We're gonna go next door and do it to the
impossibly
internet.
nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You want the good news or the bad news? What do you want, the good news or the bad news?
I always go good news first.
All right, the good news is when we started this shit, only 10% of people watching our YouTube videos were subscribed. And now it's up to 40%. So that's almost like a 50-50 split. That's a 30% increase. A little math for you. That's the good news.
Too much math for me, but it's good news.
You know what the bad news is? That still means 60% of you motherfuckers aren't subscribed. It still means
good
the
thing
majority.
I asked first, because that would have been backwards.
That'd have been terrible. Yeah. Imagine if I was like, well, the good news is
It's good thing I fucking go good news first.
60% still just freeloading off of our videos. And guess what? It's YouTube. You're all freeloading. It's not really all. The only cost is to push the fucking button.
Just push it. Push the button.
Push it. Push it real good.
Push it real good.